John, how's it going?
Good, long time no see.
Yeah, we had a little break last week, and we're back this week. We've had a lot of things happen over the last, I guess, 2 weeks now. A lot of good pickups, a lot of amazing reveals, which we'll talk about.
Yep.
We have a really great guest tonight. I don't know. So I know John is fairly new to Haunt of the Collector, but I don't know, a couple months back, I was just stumbling around on YouTube, and you know that I'm a pretty big Lord of the Rings fan, and I was just looking for reviews on like the Sauron Prime One, the Aragorn, and a few others, and I found Jason's videos, and I'm like, damn, this is a really good review. And I started leaving some comments, and then he started commenting back, and then every video he would release, I'd leave something, and then I messaged him randomly. I'm like, hey man, you gotta come on our show in the future. And lo and behold, a month or two later, here we are, and his channel has picked up big time, and everyone knows him as the Lord of the Rings guy, as far as I know. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about him tonight and get to ask him some questions. And if you haven't already subscribed, his channel is Haunt of the Collector on YouTube, and we'll go ahead and we'll post a link in the chat. And just really nice, genuine guy, chill, no stress. I always enjoy watching his videos, and even when he breaks his statues, moving them. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's bring on Jason from Haunt of the Collector. There he is.
Hey, Jason.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Yeah, really good. Getting a bit weary now, but I'm good.
Yeah. So you've had a very long day, and you're joining us from the UK. So what time is it where you're at?
It's just after 1 a.m.
Well,
So,
we're very thankful for you joining us.
No problem at all.
We promise we won't keep it too long. Well, maybe you can stay as long as you want. If you need if you get too sleepy or whatever, just let us know. But
no, it's fine, guys. I'm off tomorrow, so it's not like I got to get up. So
that's awesome. So Jason, tell us. I feel like you're relatively new to YouTube. We are as well. But tell us, like, when you got started. What your collecting career is like, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, the channel is a little over 9 months old now, I think. I mean, collecting. I mean, I always find that a bit weird, because I know I've had people who say that they're OG collectors because they've been doing it 10 or 12 years, and I always argue that, because I think, well, I'm 51 and I've been collecting since I was 4. So, because I used to have Lego before they had arms and legs. They were just like two bricks and a head. And
awesome.
play people, they were called that. It's Playmobil now. And I literally just used to set them up. If my parents were here, they'd tell you I kept the boxes, everything, and I just used to set them up and look at them, and that was it. And I'm old enough to have seen the original Star Wars films at the cinema when they released, and I had the figures when they came. And I can remember the first 3 figures I had, which was Han Solo, it was Greedo, and Walrus Man, who was, is it Ponda Baba, his name?
Mm-hmm.
Those were the first 3, and I can remember having them 3. I was allowed to pick, because they were £1 each. And
oh my gosh.
yeah, so I've always done it. I've always collected, but I suppose what we terms it now, 2017, I think. I started off with Hot Toys. I had a Stormtrooper was my first one. Well, it was the Sandtrooper, actually. I can't remember if it was Sideshow or it was Hot Toys. The one, the one out of A New Hope with the orange shoulder pad and the big blaster rifle, and that's how I had him set up on the mantelpiece behind me, actually. I got, I don't know how many I had Hot Toys. Well, the Sideshow 6 scales, I can't remember, probably about 12.
And
I started feeling that I haven't got a huge amount, because I live in a really old cottage. And old cottages, because I've got a beam ceiling and the walls are uneven, and you can't have these beautiful, nice apartments like a lot of you guys have. You can't buy IKEA stuff. Doesn't go in an old cottage. It won't. It doesn't go next to the wall. You can't put shelves up, because literally you can see bends in my walls. So you're very limited to where you can, which is why I tend to have pedestals made and I display stuff on them. But I noticed, because I got these relatively small shelves behind me here, and it's something that I'll get to in a second. I'm sorry, I do waffle, so you'll have to stop me.
No, you're fine.
I'm not a fan of cluttered collections. I think it takes away from the pieces you're trying to show off. That's my opinion. When I see people with these incredible hot toy collections, but I'm like, I don't know what to look at. I don't know what to look at. You've got like 20 on a shelf, and these are posable figures, but you've got them all standing perfectly straight upright, so you can cram as many of them as you can.
Yep.
And I noticed that way back in 2017, and then I saw a Darth, which was the Sideshow Darth Maul statue, and it was the first statue I ever bought. That was, and I can remember when it arrived, I was like, all right, that's it. Those posable figures are gone. This is what I want. And I literally bought a coffee table, and I put him on the coffee table, and that was it. That to me was how it was one figure. I could see it clearly, and when everybody came in, they could see it. So that's kind of why I sort of started going into statues. And I suppose I started collecting Star Wars for a little while, but I was a bit concerned how many characters there were. I mean, I was only interested in the original trilogy, but even that, there was a massive amount. I can remember at the time, Sideshow had just revealed the Princess Leia figure out of A New Hope, which looked fantastic, and also the Bespin Luke, which I think is one of the best Luke figures I personally have seen. But I bought, I don't know if you'd seen it, it was Sideshow's Skeletor out of He-Man, and I don't quite know why I bought it, but I bought it because I've always liked bad guys and I've always liked villains, and it always used to piss me off that Skeletor always lost on He-Man. I thought he deserves one win. He deserves one. And he never won. And anyway, I was looking for something to go with him, and I stumbled across Court of the Dead, which was obviously Sideshow, and I ended up buying pretty much everything they got up until, well, I can't think when it was I got out of the line, like 2019, 2020 maybe. I had about 14, 15 premium formats anyway from the Court of the Dead range. Not to mention I bought, well, anything that was Court of the Dead really. I had quite a sizable collection. And then it was when I saw the teaser that Prime 1 stuck out, it just showed Sauron's hand with the ring. I thought, that's it. That's where I'm going. So I literally, over the next 12 months, I sold my entire court collection off.
Wow.
And that was it. Started collecting Lord of the Rings. And I've got a few other pieces as well, which movie pieces. I've got, obviously, the half-scale Terminator.
Yes.
By Prime 1. I've got both third-scale Predators on pre-order with Prime 1.
The third-scale Predators?
Yeah, that's the Prime 1. They've done this Jungle Hunter and the City Hunter. I've got both those on pre-order.
Great choice.
So yeah, it's sort of like I see Terminator's done for me now with that half scale, because I don't think anything will be done realistically that's going to beat that, in my opinion. Full scale statues are out the window for me. They literally, you're not going to go. Like I say, I live in a cottage. I haven't got the room for it. So half scale is really as big as I can go. And I think it's testament how good a piece is, because I have my mates around, because I live on my own. So we have poker night here, because all my mates have got missuses and kids and things like that. So it's easy. And they all love that piece. That's the one they all talk about, is that Terminator piece. So that's a box tick. Terminator's fish for me.
Is that the biggest piece in your collection right now?
No, I've got a 1/1 scale custom Lurtz bust.
Oh yeah,
which is actually bigger. Yeah, so the Lurtz bust is bigger than that, in so much as the scale, and it is a monstrous piece. It's bigger.
So I got a question. I got a question for you, Jason. So do you see collection like going forward as fluid, or do you kind of have an in game at all? Or are you just going to kind of stay on the line of Prime 1, Lord of the Rings, or do you kind of just pick up and revolve like a lot of us?
I don't tend to overthink it. I think a lot of people overthink it. It's collecting, and if it gets to the point where you've got too much stuff, sell something. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You're going to keep the things that you like the best. and you're going to sell. I mean, I can tell you now, there's Aragorn and Lurks will be gone within a year because I know I've got stuff coming in that's better. I don't regret buying them, but I don't have any sort of misconception that they're just statues. I'm not going to break I sold my entire court collection, and once it was gone, I was like, that's it. I'm over it. You know,
that's beautiful.
I got my enjoyment out of it, and now somebody else can enjoy them. You know, I don't overthink it.
It's definitely, you're definitely on the right show, huh, Mike? That's how we operate.
Honestly, Jason, that was. I knew I liked you. That's literally. I believe how, and I don't want to speak for John, but I'm pretty sure John and I think very similarly. We get things in, we enjoy them, and then you know what? Something better comes out, or something that piques your interest, and you need the cash or you need the space, and so you let the next collector enjoy it. And
exactly.
It's just that you're right. It's just a statue. If you see something, get it, because it brings you enjoyment. For you, it brings other people enjoyment too, because they get to see your review, your thoughts. You know, they get to see side-by-side collections or comparisons. I don't know how many more you'll do of those, but you know, I think that's it. Don't overthink it. It's just a statue. It'll be gone. I had someone ask me the other day, because if you follow me on Facebook, you've seen I've just been selling tons and tons of Hot Toys 1/6, even statues. I'm about to go through a bunch of statues and sell them. And someone asked me, man, these are hard to find, you know, a New Hope Star Wars Hot Toys, and aren't you going to miss them? You work so hard to collect them all. I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's time for someone else to enjoy them. There's other things I have coming in. And the thing that I love about collecting that's different from many things in life is that it can always be changing. You don't want to change your spouse every year. You don't want to change your car every year. You don't want to change your house every year, but you can always have a different collection every 3 to 6 months, every month if you want. That's just the beauty of it. So that's beautiful. I love that statement.
You can also say too, like, the collecting world is getting bigger, not smaller. So there's always going to be something to replace that, you know?
I mean, I sort of brought this up on one of my, because I don't mind being controversial, because I pride myself in being very blunt and very honest. And I don't tend to get involved in some of the rants that go on some of the Facebook groups. I tend to, because it's just not worth it. Right. But I quite often see people saying, you know, statue companies doing this or this happening, or prices go. It's pushing people out of the hobby. And I'm like, well, where's this mass exodus happening then? Because every time I look around, there's more and more people here. Even you're still here fucking moaning, you know, so even you've not left, you know, so when is this mass exodus happening? It isn't. It's, you know.
Yeah.
It's so true. You know, the funny thing, just, you know, we're going to talk about the Alien bust today by Queen Studios.
Yes.
And everyone's like, oh yeah, it's going to be so expensive. I'm not buying it. No one's going to buy it. You know, oh, there's customs that are better. Todd is almost sold out on Spec Fiction. He's probably going to sell out by tonight. They're almost gone. So if you haven't gotten an Alien bust and you want one, you better move fast. So
I've always said, I mean, I do agree to a certain point that the statue prices are ridiculous, but you don't have to buy them. I mean, I've said that so many times. None of this is a necessity. None of it is a necessity. Why are you whinging about shipping fees? Don't buy it. They're not asking you to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've got the Escape Off the Road by Weta, which is at the moment my most expensive piece, and vastly the most I've paid on an import fee. It was over £500 to import the bloody thing.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I know, seriously.
It's crazy.
You know, so it's pushed it up now to, you know, 300 quid, 2000, you know. But I chose to spend that money. Yes. Nobody made me, nobody forced me. So to whinge about it, it's like, you know, I can't feel sorry for anyone because none of it's a necessity.
Right.
And ironically, I often think people are there complaining about this. I'm like, well, I've seen your collection, mate. You've got about 10 grand's worth of stuff you can sell. So if you want that, you can have it. You've just got to get rid of some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't understand why people make it so complicated, because it's not complicated. It's not even that important, really. I'm passionate as hell about Lord of the Rings, but you know, if my daughter needed something, or I got into a position where I needed, these are the first things out the house. These are the first things to be sold.
And you would make your money back almost instantly, probably.
I think, to be honest with you, the Weta stuff is the better bet if that's your interest in making money. Or I would argue Prime One, to be honest, for what I've seen. Certain pieces, yes, definitely. But you know, some pieces. I think in modern times, I think certainly, because I've actually ordered the reissue Alien Big Chat, which caused all that fuss. Understandably, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite because I've ordered it. But I think all that fuss that happened around that, I think the people who've got the OG one, that has got now so much notoriety. All that did with that is make that a far more desired piece. Therefore, it's pushed its value up even further than it was. You know, there are certain pieces by Prime One which I think I will have justifiably fantastic resale value, and that Alien Big Chap is one. The dog alien they did as well is another one, because it's such a flawless piece. Potentially the half scale Terminator is another one. I think Sauron as well is another sort of a good bet. But you know, certain pieces I mean, I don't buy them and worry myself about the resale price. I get what I get for it, you know, and that's it. I mean, I sold my Court of the Dead. I don't think I made a profit on anything.
And that's kind of what I do too. When I list things for sale, they're usually below retail just so they'll go. And I feel like if I can make someone else happy and they get a better deal, they'll enjoy that collectible more, because it's like, well, this is what I wanted, and I got it for a great price, and I got it from a good collector. And I think I've found that if you pay it forward in collecting, that you'll make more friends. You know, it just, things get easier and help somebody out. So I'm right there with you on that one. What's the latest thing that you had come in? Anything recently?
Well, Legolas is about to ship. The quarter scale Legolas. So the money went out for that a couple of 3 weeks ago now. But apparently there's something going on in China which delayed the shipping. Apparently, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, literally he's about to ship any day now. Prior to that, it was Aragorn was the last one I got. Then before that, it was Lurtz. And then before that, I had the Bilbo in Bag End, and obviously the Escape Off the Road.
So do you see yourself doing just Lord of the Rings right now, or is there anything else that's kind of like piquing your interest?
Well, I've got the I've got the Queen Studios Balrog bust on pre-order, the Infinity Studios 1/1 scale Nazgul bust on pre-order. I've got obviously the Frodo and Gollum coming soon, the Berserker Orc coming soon. I've got the Witch King by Prime One on pre-order. I've also got the Ellen Ripley by Prime One on pre-order.
Nice.
I've got, like I said before, the 2/3 scale Predators both on pre-order, and there's probably some other stuff there as well, but I can't remember all of it now. Oh, obviously the Alien reissue Big Chap as well. I've got that on pre-order.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. Jason doesn't need coffee or tea, just to chat about Lord of the Rings collectibles, and he's off.
I did warn you all, once I get going, I don't show up.
No, that's good.
You don't see how much I edit out of my videos to get them down to 15 minutes.
I greatly appreciate that. I love those concise videos. Let's go through your collection a little bit, because I think it's a great looking collection.
Okay, these are the original movie posters. These, so 2001, 2002, 2003, and you don't really get the size of them. These are the ones, you know, you see the big full cinema advertising posters. I got these off a site called Art of the Movies, which is a .co.uk site. I really highly recommend that site. They're so good, such a good level of service. And then I had those framed in my local town. I had them professionally framed, and so they're absolutely huge, and I love them. And they're actually in my daughter's bedroom. So
are they larger than? Are they bigger than 24 by 36?
They're about the size of my 65-inch TV.
Oh,
Wow.
That's how big they are.
That's amazing.
They say they don't look on the photograph. They don't look very big, but I say there's a 55-inch TV in that room, and they're bigger than that. They're quite a bit bigger than that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they look great. There we go.
That's the custom Lurks bust. Sean, you had on your channel a few weeks ago. He's got by the same custom bust by the same guy. Duke, I don't pronounce his name properly. It's Duke Bongerts or Bongerts, I think his name is. He's a European guy who makes these fantastic custom busts.
That looks so good.
I mean, it really is. I've actually got that in my bedroom. That's at the foot of my bed.
Is that like polystone or is it silicone or what is it made of?
Silicone and horsehair, and I think it's like a fabric that he's treated with something. Wow. And then I think the actual armor part, it feels to me like some sort of hardened like paper mache type thing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's not metal in it. It doesn't feel like a resin to me, but I might be wrong.
That looks so good. I need to. I know that Flankster has one of these busts. I wonder where he got his from. His looks really good too.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy.
Oh, same guy. Okay,
I believe so. Yeah, I'm sure he messaged me when I put that on, and I'm sure he got one from the same guy.
Yeah, I need to. God, I need one of those. That needs to be in here with Sauron.
Why not?
In fact, he's just done another one now where he's done the Lurks bust, and now what he's done on the base. So I've got to get something for the base one. He's actually put Amon Hen on the base, and on the back of it he's got Boromir with the arrows in him.
God, no way!
Amon Hen, for those who don't know, that's where that fight took place, where he shot Boromir with the arrows, and then obviously had his fight with Aragorn.
So it's a custom like resin base for it?
It's actually the base. The base is off a hat stand, which just threads into the bottom, and it's just stone. So I just need to get something to put on it just to make it. It's just I haven't got around to doing it.
So what you were just talking about though with the Boromir and the Emon, like is that something custom he's doing too?
Yeah, that's just what he's done now. He's added it to the base. He said he's been working on it for a while. If he's on Facebook, if people put Jupe, I'm trying to think how you spell it. It's Jupe is JOOP, and I think it's BONGEARTS. His surname is spelt, and you've got all the images on there and the things he did. He did a phenomenal King of the Dead custom piece as well, which is an incredible artist, incredible sculptor.
You're gonna have to send me that because I'm very interested in what you just. I mean, but that would be amazing. That little diorama base.
I've actually messaged him. He's doing me because he's busy at the moment. I'm actually getting him to do me another custom bust, one that he's never done before. So I'm not saying what because I don't want anybody else jumping on
that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fair.
That's the Escape Off the Road. Which I mean, that's actually my bedroom as well. That's at the side of my bed. Well, it's a little away from my bed, obviously, but and the frame behind it is actually that's the paper glycine map of Middle Earth, which is from Weta. And then I actually had that framed at the same place that I had the other ones done. And I went in there and I said, because this is a map, I said, of Middle Earth, I want it to look like it came out of Bilbo's house. I want a really, really old frame putting on it. And it might not look it, but that frame cost a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh, I'm sure. That looks amazing.
Really heavy. It's really heavy as well. It's really, really heavy. You wouldn't think it to look at it, but it's. I don't know what wood it is they used, but it's. So it looks quite good with that behind it. It sort of set it off lovely because it's certainly one of my favourite pieces in my entire collection. That Escape Off the Road. I certainly one of the best like Nazguls because Nazguls there's so many of them, so much choice. Invariably, you always get the pose with them. When they're at the top of the watchtower, they're just holding the sword. I've got two here. One's Iron Studios and one's Weta, exactly the same bloody pose. So it's nice to have it in that iconic scene.
Yes. Yep.
Tell me, Jason, about, since you kind of have both, like the difference between Weta and Prime 1. Do you see a quality difference there? Since I've never owned a Weta piece.
For me, I think the easiest way to describe it, not taking anything from either company, I find Prime 1 to be more akin to maybe what you'd expect from a cartoon or a comic strip book. That kind of, obviously they look like them, but when you put the sculpt and the paint application on the Weta pieces are an entirely another level to what you get on a Prime 1 piece. Simple as that.
Really?
Simple as that. But a lot of people don't go for the Weta because they don't like the 6 scale. Which I get that. I understand that. I had to do a big U-turn myself because I said I wasn't going to get any more 6 scale pieces. And then I saw the Dead Marshes piece, which is, I think, for me personally, is the best Lord of the Rings piece I have ever seen in any company, any statue, any sculpture. It's the concept of that for me is tantamount to genius.
Yes.
And for me, it was one of them ones where I was hovering over the mouse on the pre-order day, and I was like, the ceiling's $2,000. I'm not going over $2,000, but I don't give a fuck if it's $3,000. I'm still ordering it. You know, because I've just got to have it because I think it'll be like the best piece in my collection. So, well, it will be.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome.
I mean, when it comes to Prime 1, for me, the best piece I've got by Prime 1 is it's a tight call because it's not fair because they're 2 different scales, but the Terminator and certainly the Sauron piece is absolutely exemplary. It was the first Prime 1 piece I had when I started collecting Lord of the Rings, and I still absolutely adore it. I can't realistically see me ever getting rid of that, to be honest. It's one of those pieces where for him to go out the door, I would literally have had to completely given up with collecting, full stop.
For the Sauron?
For the Sauron to go,
yeah.
I absolutely adore it.
There's something special about that piece. I mean, it's so menacing. The details are insane. The chainmail's awesome. The pose is perfect. The base is nice and complex. The damn thing's near 4 feet tall.
Well, look at the height compared to the half scale. So this is what I said. When people, you don't realize how big he is. I mean, you can see there if you look at where my mantelpiece is. I mean, the height. I mean, you've got a 1/4 scale and a half scale, for Christ's sake, and they're practically the same height. I think it's 2 inches difference in height.
That's amazing. It's such a beautifully done piece, and for anyone who got it for retail plus shipping, I mean, I do agree. I think down the road this will be sought after. Because I think Lord of the Rings will have. It always has fans. It's kind of like Star Wars. There's always fans. People always looking for stuff. New collectors always coming in, and the community getting bigger. So that's a beautiful. I don't think I'd ever sell mine, even with my 1-to-1 Sauron coming in whenever. I don't think I'd ever sell that 1/4 scale. I love it.
Yeah, for me, it's they really did set extremely good standards on the off with that. I personally, being honest, I think the standard has slipped since, but it was a hard act to follow, I suppose, in all fairness. I mean, a lot of people love the Balrog and Gandalf diorama. I do. It's an exemplary piece. However, it has got a very weak paint application on it.
It does, yeah.
Both the Aragorn and Lurtz have their flaws. I'll be honest with you, the base on the Lurtz piece, I think, is abysmal for Prime 1. Embarrassing for them to send the base out that's so poor. And if you watch my unbox to that, you could see literally as soon as I lifted the base out of the box, I was like, yeah, this is shit. When I saw the promotional pictures of Lurtz, I was like, I hope they're doing something with that base. And then to have waited all this time and realised they've not, it's disappointing. Unfortunately, I've got a guy who's pretty good at doing paints, repaints and things like that. So I'm gonna, if I keep Lurtz, I'll send him the base and get a repaint on that. Lurtz himself is sound. I think the Lurtz is they've done an exceptionally good job on Lurtz, but I just can't understand. And they need to start understanding the lore of Lord of the Rings. This is where Prime 1's dropping the ball a bit because they've put the same surround on the base as you've got on Sauron because it's supposed to be Barad-dûr, which on Sauron, that's fine, that's where he lives. Lurtz is from from Saruman. He's from Orthanc. He never went to Barad-dûr, so it makes no sense. And they've done exactly the same thing with the Witch King. And it tells you in the film he's from Minas Morgul. So why put Barad-dûr? It makes no bloody sense. Darkside Collectibles got it right with theirs because they put a fantastic Minas Morgul surrounds on there. So, you know, it's little errors like that I find it hard to forgive. You know, some people would say you're being petty, but Lord of the Rings, you talk to any Lord of the Rings fans, they don't like it when people stray away from the lore too much. Just look at the ultimate hate that the new TV show's getting at the moment.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was going to say, Lord of the Rings fans, hardcore ones, are very similar to like hardcore Star Wars fans. And if you screw something up or say something wrong, everyone's going to say something about it.
It's just, you know, for something like Lord of the Rings, especially when you've got such a good film being made off it. You know, the Peter Jackson film was superb. For a statue company to balls up with simple things like putting technically the wrong surround on it, it's hard to sort of understand. I mean, I can understand they've done it because they want them to maybe to pair up and look nicer, but I mean, with Lurch, you know, they could have gone for an Amon Hen base and it would matched up, you know, with the surround of it. I mean, so it would have matched up with Boromir, because obviously Boromir is going to go with him because they've done a very similar one to was it the Sideshow or Weta? I can't remember now. Boromir with him riddled with arrows. But from the render image I've seen of Boromir, he looks absolutely superb.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mike, do you have alerts on order?
I almost bought alerts from Randy, and then I watched Jason's review, and I watched a couple other reviews, and I was just like, and then I saw the alerts next to the Sauron, and I was just like, so I decided to hold off on alerts, even though I know the ES is low. And I'm gonna get the Berserker instead. The Urkai Berserker. I think there's just more to that piece. I
think that's a better piece, definitely.
Yeah.
So I haven't got it here yet. I've got it on pre-order, but I think because a lot of people were whinging about the fact, it's exactly the same as the Sideshow, and I'm like, for God's sake, the Urkai Berserkers are in the film for like a minute. There's only a certain number of poses they can go for, and if it's a tried and tested pose and people like it, what's the issue?
Yeah.
What's the issue? And I think the Berserker piece, I've championed that since the start. I think it looks superb. I think it really does.
Yeah, I love that one. I can't wait to get that one.
And this one's you got Aragorn on there, haven't you?
I remember. How's the face sculpt in person? Because when I saw once it started releasing, I was a little iffy, but the pictures can always be.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, it's one of those ones at certain angles it looks off, and then when you get on the right angle, it looks pretty bang on. I mean, I would say, I mean, I did this on my review, but I would say the facial sculpt on the Aragorn for me is a good solid 80-85% there for Viggo. It's as good as anything. In fact, I know it's better than anything I've seen sculpted yet.
Yeah,
that I've seen, but obviously I've only seen it on images. So again,
I don't know if it was this one more than it was the Screaming one, the Yellen one.
Yeah,
seems a little bit more softer.
Yeah, I went for the regular. I very rarely go for the exclusives on the Lord of the Ring ranges because, like with the Berserker Orc, there was nothing on there that I wanted. Particularly, and with the Aragorn one, I didn't want the screaming head. I was quite happy with this portrait, and so yeah. I mean, it's people usually go for the DX, but I'm one of those ones that I don't see the point in leaving stuff in the box that I know I'm not going to use.
That's a good point. This is very cool.
Yeah, Bilbo and Bag End. I mean, I don't generally collect good guys. I like the villains. But this one really, really surprised me. It's exceptionally good. It really is. Obviously, this is a Weta one again, and I was watching Fellowship of the Ring back at some point, and I was amazed actually how accurate that is to the actual scene from the film, from everything on the shelves to the things that are actually on his desk as well. They've got it like all bang on, and the detail's amazing.
How do you like the sculpt?
The Bilbo not great, if I'm being honest. I did say that on my review. It doesn't look like Ian Holm.
Yeah.
And I felt it could be better. Everything else is amazing. Everything else on it is fantastic. The levels of detail they've gone to again is incredible. But yeah, I was a little bit with Ian Holm, because on the Escape Off the Road, the 4 hobbits on there I felt were done much better.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
You know, the paint application on them were better. It was a little bit sort of, don't know, maybe I'm being overly fussy, but the 4 hobbits on the Escape Off the Road I felt were a lot better than the Bilbo on this.
Yeah. This looks good. I don't think I've seen this before. This looks really good. Yeah,
Mike, have you ever owned a Weta piece before?
No, because, and my impression of Weta is really cool stuff, horrible head sculpts, but generally good stuff. But they also do 6 scale, and I know these are big diorama pieces, so it's a 6 scale, but it's much bigger. I haven't done it yet. I almost bought the one, the roadside one, almost, but then I was just like, eh.
Somebody said to me once, and I think they made a very good point. If you're collecting Lord of the Rings, when you buy something by Weta, you're actually buying a bit of the film, because these are the people that worked on the film. These are the actual people that made the armor, and they did everything for the film. So it's like you're getting a little bit of the film, and I thought that was a good way of putting it.
So a little bit of lineage, or as much as close to lineage as you could, I suppose.
Yeah. There is something about the Weta pieces that makes them sort of stand out from other Lord of the Rings. I feel, but for a Lord of the Rings collectors at the moment, there's never been a better time, because there's so many companies now that have got the license. You're going to have so much scope and potential. Yeah. Obviously, Infinity doing the half scale pieces. You've got Darkside coming along doing quarter and third scale. Obviously, Queen Studios, we've got the Balrog bust at the moment. I'm not quite sure what the thing with the 6 scale posable figures is, but whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of scope. There's a lot of scope at the moment for people who are collecting for Lord of the Rings. I don't think I can remember a time when there's been so much choice.
Yeah,
I agree.
It actually feels like when it was supposed to be a DC collector at the moment, where it's just constant Heath Ledger Jokers.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so good. Yeah. So good.
Now I wish I had this one.
You need anyone who's a serious collector who likes Lord of the Rings needs this piece. I mean, it's beautiful.
It's certainly. Yeah, I mean, I've had it since nearly a year now. I think it was November last year I had this, and maybe in October last year it arrived, and I still absolutely adore it.
Yep.
It still sits sort of pretty much on top spot in my collection.
Yeah, it's hard to top.
Those pictures were actually the day I had it. I literally just set it up that day.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. What do we got left?
Yeah, that's the exclusive.
Now you see when they do exclusives like that, I think that's brilliant. And I've said this a few times on the channel. You can have it just as the ring, or you can have the ring on his finger. And I thought that to me is so much better than having 3 more bloody portraits. He's only got one head. Why do I need 3 portraits? Why, if they started doing sort of unique little things like that, I think that is a much better idea for an exclusive on certain pieces. Obviously not on all pieces, but with this Legolas one, with him holding the 3 arrows, which he didn't do when he was sliding down the staircase. So
that's
why have that? Because it doesn't fit in to what he was doing in the film. He only did the 3 arrows when he was on the head of the Mummikill. So I thought, how ace would it be to have a 1/1 scale Legolas arrow as the extra? Yeah. You could have it on a little wooden stand. You could put it on your mantelpiece. That to me, that would be a no-brainer to buy the exclusive.
That would be very cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for sure. I do like that. It's kind of like with the Prime One dinosaurs, like Jurassic Park. Some of the exclusives would come like the bonus piece, which was like the sign, and so you could, have that piece, and that's cool because it kind of gives a little bit more depth to it. But now
Yeah,
this one does have an exclusive, and I think you have the whip version. What do
I
you think
do.
about
Yeah,
that?
I took it out of the box, looked at it, and put it straight back in. You
That's what I
know,
thought. Yep,
why make a big deal of an LED feature and then give us an extra that doesn't have an LED feature on it?
it's
I
an
mean,
LED.
it's
Yep.
also the pose that Gandalf's. I'm sorry, I'm ever so particular. The pose that Gandalf's pulling there is the bit where the Balrog's just about to bring the sword down and it shatters on the shield.
Yes.
So the whip doesn't fit with the pose that Gandalf's in, and it
Mhm.
hasn't got an LED feature. It's like a completely worthless extra, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
remember
literally
me and
never
you
come out of the box
when I got it, Mike was asking, I'm like, I will never use the whip ever. Just because
Yep.
the light up feature is so amazing.
on the
Yep.
Yeah.
sword. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, that's the thing with this. I mean, I said it's got the poorest paint application I've seen on a Prime One piece, but it doesn't need it because it's so impressive visually because of the
Hmm.
size. And then
Yeah.
when you kick that LED feature off, it just comes into a completely another realm. And unfortunately, the batteries are flat on mine at the moment. But yeah, yeah, it's fantastic, fantastic diorama. And also, it's another one of those pieces that it's the first time it's the Bridge of Khazad Doom's been done, and
Yes.
you
Hmm.
could do a YouTube video in 10 years' time with that sat behind you. People are going to know exactly what piece that is and who did it because
Mhm.
it's unique. It's completely unique,
Hmm.
and I personally feel it's definitely one of the best
Yeah.
Balrogs I've ever seen.
This was one of not my first, but it was one of my first like two or three Prime ones, and it's just my first Prime one actually was the Mother of Dragons, the Danny on the throne with the three
Oh right,
dragons.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That piece, well, it came in 3 boxes. So it was my first statue with my first statue with 3 boxes, and it just blew me away. The paint applications, the details on the dragons, the sculpt, everything. And then I had this in the box for a while, and I finally opened it, and I was just like, holy cow. I mean, yeah, the base can use a little bit more detail in the paint application, but like, the sculpt of like the dwarves, like, in the wall, and then like the bridge is like leaning a little bit because it's breaking, and the light up feature with the flashing LEDs on his back is just unbelievably good.
Yeah, I just feel it's just a bit of a shame. If you look at an ideal one to look at is if you look at the Queen Studios Balrog bust and how much colour and attention they've put into the paint applications on that. It'd be great to see that on this, or at least some more attention to
Yeah.
that. So in the daytime, when you've not got the LEDs on, it looks that bit more impressive. And the same
Yes.
with the base. They've done all this amazing detail and then basically sprayed it black.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just little things like it just strikes me as being lazy. You're paying £1,000 for these pieces. Well, let's have £1,000 worth of work, please.
John, do you let's see.
Is
Hold
this the
on.
right one?
No, it's this one.
I
There we go.
had.
Yeah, I've got that on pre-order. I've got the Cinta one, which is the small one.
Now, how tall is this Cinta one? It's 61 centimeters. What is it? That's
Crikey.
like
I know I measured it'll fit on the unit next to my Balrog. I know it'll fit on there just. But I don't know. I see now it's completely sold out on Spec Fiction anyway.
but no, it's still available. The Cinta is
Oh, is it?
the Cinta.
Oh.
Yep. And then here, I didn't realize here, click for the Polda with the base. I didn't realize the price of this thing. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. This is 164 centimeters high. I gotta do some quick math here.
It's huge.
164 centimeters. Um, or someone in the chat can help because I thought I was good at centimeters. That's 164 centimeters. That's almost as tall as Oh, 5 feet. Oh, that's as tall as. Hold on, Sauron is 5'10" or something like that. It's as tall as the 1-to-1 Sauron. Holy cow!
Yeah, the big one. It's a fair old. Well, that's if it's on the base, of course, isn't it? Because you can get it without the base.
Yeah, I don't think I. But the base looks so good.
Does it looks absolutely fun? But I suppose for some people, it's because there's a big difference in price between on the Polder one having it with and without the base. So.
Oh well, yeah. Look at here, no base. So you go from. It's less than half. Does it feel like it's missing? What do you think?
I mean, I like it wall mounted like that.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It does look pretty good. I
was tempted to get it because I've got a huge. My bedroom ceiling. Obviously, it's a peak ceiling, but at the highest point, it's about 16 feet, and I've got beams and I thought it could go on that triangle of the wall above my bed, but I thought it's so big. And what happens if it fell off? And it literally landed on me and crushed me. I mean, the news headlines would be mad, wouldn't it? English guy killed by Balrog. You know.
So just the head. Very, very, very fitting. Dude, so just the head is 3 feet tall. It's about 4.5 feet wide, and it's about the 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet deep. Damn. God, that's big. I don't know if well, where would I put it? Where would that go?
Yeah.
I have no idea where this would go. I love it. It's beautiful. I think the Cinta might be.
Yeah, that's the one I went for because I've already got a Balrog, you see. So it was.
Yeah. It's still 2 feet tall. I mean, that's pretty good. That's not bad.
And it's a really good price as well because it's not that expensive. I can't remember what it was now, but I remember it wasn't.
It's not bad.
600 quid or something like that.
Yeah, that's about right. Todd has it for $860. That's not bad at all. It's
pretty good.
2 feet tall and about like 1.5 feet wide. Yeah, this might be the one I'd have to get. I'm sorry, people. I got the 1-to-1 Sauron, but it's almost bigger than Sauron. I mean, it's super impressive. Yeah, I'll probably get this one. Okay, anyway.
So what made you go for the Infinity Sauron then, the 1-1 scale? Because I mean that's immensely big.
It's huge, and you know what? I know what happened was I got the 1-to-1 Thanos, and I was just like, okay, well, if I can carry this 1-to-1 Thanos up the stairs with a couple buddies and then get it onto a 4-foot shelf, I have to get the 1-to-1 Sauron because the damn thing's like 6 feet tall, and it'll come in multiple parts, I think, because Infinity does a good job of like having the base, the chest, the arms, the head. So Thanos was one giant slab of rock, 300 pounds, and I was just the pure joy of having like a giant 1-to-1 person. It's incredible. So I like the low ES. The price for the size I think is pretty good considering.
I thought it was a superb price, and I've got to admit I've been looking at the half scale pieces as well, the Gandalf and the Legolas. I've been, really quite impressed with Infinity, their pricing. That they've been good.
I think that Infinity at the moment has the most accurate sculpts, and I think the most interesting life size busts of people currently. I think this is gorgeous. I think I pre-ordered this day one. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of this. Now. Yep, I got the Gandalf, and then I was enabled into the Legolas.
You got that, and then you got the large, the Polder edition Balrog. You've kind of got your diorama.
I don't know, man. I don't know that Polder. Dang. I honestly don't know where I would put the Polder because I have one spot for Sauron. I'd have to do some measuring so people know.
It's certainly the best. It's certainly the best Gandalf I've ever seen, and I like the fact that they moved his arm slightly because before the
was like-
sleeves were covering his face.
Yeah. Yep.
It's incredibly
I-
tall, though, isn't it? Because obviously he's got his sword and his staff above his head.
Yeah, his staff and his sword, I think, goes up to about 5 feet tall. So you need to have the
Yeah.
clearance. You know, kind of like the Aquaman. The Aquaman is let's see. About 40 inches, but then the trident is like an extra 10 inches above him. So, you know, an extra 25% ish. Well, not quite, but still. So with Gandalf, I mean, that's damn near half of him above his head. But I like the half scale. I think that I'm gonna do the Fellowship in half scale. Not all of them, but like I want to get the Aragorn half scale when that comes out. 100%.
The only thing for me, and I hope I'm wrong, but I was having a chat with Jason about this. He was messaging me, what did I think and what's going. And I said the only problem with there's so many companies now jumping on Lord of the Rings, and
Yeah,
you've got to look at it. Like the Legolas, which is Infinity Legolas, is still available. Both versions still readily available. This is still available. I said, so they're not selling them. They're not selling out. They're not waitlisted. And for me, I said, honestly, my gut feeling is how much longevity are some of these companies going to have with a license that isn't selling all the pieces?
that's a good point.
You know, Prime One. If I, you know, Weta are always going to do it. They're always going to do it. But if I had to put my money on a statue company seeing the line through, it would be Prime One.
Yeah,
I would put a question mark over all the others as we stand at the moment. You know, because it's, you know, the Dark Side collectibles. Witch King's up now, still available. You've also got to look. Prime One was sort of first out the gate here, and a lot of people have already invested into a quarter scale line.
It's true.
And pre-ordered quarter scale pieces, and then how many of them are going to be? Okay, I'll sack this off and I'll go for half scale, or I'll go for third scale. You know, it's an unknown. It's just my gut feeling. You know, I said if I had to pick a company that will see the line through, my personal choice would be, my money would be on Prime One. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they all do. I hope every single one of them does. But
I think the problem. Oh, sorry.
No, carry on.
I think the problem with Infinity is that it looks so good. The prices are reasonable for what you get, but they take so long to come out with stuff. And I think people are hesitant to drop the cash on a pre-order and not have, okay, what do I have Infinity? Like the Batman Batfleck, the Superman just came out recently. The what's shipping next? The Aquaman is shipping next. So Infinity is starting to roll things out, but I think once people get like the Gandalf in hand and the Legolas in hand, I think they'll get closer to that sellout. But I think Infinity needs to deliver. They just need to put out the first couple and then see if sales go real fast. And I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens. For sure. I mean, I love the scale. I love the quality. If they can follow through, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what we said at the start, really, about how do you see your collection going. I mean, in 12 months' time, if Prime One's pieces are coming out and they're still a little bit, you know, I'm talking about obviously the base on alerts, and I'm getting pieces where I'm feeling they're not to the quality I want, for the money I want, I'll look at Infinity, or I'll look at Darkside, or I'll look at, you know, see what Queen are doing. You know, that's the thing for me. I don't give a shit about changing halfway through and selling pieces and alternate and keeping what I feel are the best pieces. You know, I've got a 1/1 scale alerts upstairs, so I don't need the quarter scale one particularly, but I just wanted to get the bad guys, really, get the villains. And, you know, that's, I mean, I went for Aragorn because he's got the army of the dead on the bay. I want the King of the Dead. I'd love him in at least quarter scale. If somebody does that, Aragorn's gone, because that's the reason I bought him. I think the actual sculpt on Aragorn is absolutely superb. You know, the clothing and everything else is absolutely fantastic. And I do quite like the three members of the Army of the Dead on the base, but it's the rest of the base. Again, it's just one colour and it's just slapped on, and it's one or two people have commented on that, and I just don't. understand why they're spending so much attention. Like Lurtz is fantastic, the base lets it down. Aragorn's fantastic, the base lets it down.
Mm-hmm.
They need to, you know, that isn't the case with Sauron. The base is absolutely superb.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 100%.
You know, so, you know, people are sort of questioning that Prime 1, you know, are they getting a little bit sloppy? Maybe they are. I don't know.
I hope not.
Let's move on to this endoskeleton. You want to tell us a little bit about
yeah.
it? How long have you had this?
That I can remember that actually turned up. I was having all the rendering done on my house, and the guy doing it rang me up and he said, "A huge box has arrived for you," because I was at work. I said, "Oh yeah, just chuck it by the back door." And anyway, because they were having to come in and use the toilet, and I was in here with this thing in bits, and it is like the worst statue to put together. The first time you do it, it's shit, but I could take it apart now because the instructions are. This is another thing Prime 1 need to alter. I think this has got, if I remember rightly, 85 steps to put it together.
Wow.
But they still use that one sheet of paper. They still use the one sheet of paper, and the photographs are about 2 centimeters squared. And I'm like, I can't even see what piece you're on about, you know. So yeah, the guy sort of come in and says, "What on earth are you doing?" And once I got him together, and they all came in and had a look at it, and they were like, "Whoa, we got a Terminator!" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I love it, absolutely adore it." For me, it's the best endo I think that's come out in.
That looks good.
Nightmare to put together, but once he's together, he's fantastic. And
somebody...
I mean, no leaning issues either. No, you know, do you remember when it came out? There was all those people worrying about leaning because I think a few people had got quite a bad lean on it. And the thing with it as well is, I didn't find out until after I'd had it for a while, that the head on the neck sits dead straight. You have to bend it back once it's on. So that made it look like it was leaning further forward. So I just by accident, I realized the head actually, you can bend it back.
Yeah. There's actually somebody selling this. I'm trying to maybe possibly buy this.
It is super.
Yeah.
I thought one of our other group chat buddies jumped on it already. No?
I don't know if it's the same one. I don't know. But when you're talking about this is, yeah.
Okay.
Question. Do you like any Marvel?
No.
No.
Sorry. I'm afraid Marvel and DC, and I sort of take the piss out of people who collect Hot Toys because you're expecting. Because I have the piss taken out of me, so I take. For me, it's just there's just too much of it. You know, I can appreciate how good the statues are, and I always appreciate people talking about their collections and showing off their collections. If I had to have a Marvel piece, it would be one of the many Iron Man pieces that are out there because they always seem to come out looking exemplary. You know, and I always do stop and look at them and think, wow, you know, I don't think I've ever seen a crap Iron Man one, to be honest. They've always looked pretty good to me. So that if I had to have a Marvel piece, I'd have an Iron Man. And I used to love Spider-Man as a kid.
If you ever get if you ever get an Iron Man, get a Queen Studios Iron Man. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, they do look pretty. I mean, it's really weird because I did have a Spider-Man 6 scale one because I did used to keep tarantulas, so it was natural for me to have Spider-Man like so. Yeah, but no, I don't. I never will collect Marvel. I've got to keep it. I've got to keep boundaries. I mean, I enjoyed some of the films, but to be honest with you, after is it Endgame, I kind of stopped watching the films then. And my daughter's a big DC fan, so I have got a lot of the DC films, but that was because she's an emo, so she's going to be into like DC, you know, because of all the dark gothic feel of it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's. So it's nice that you have a focus, but you'll buy and sell whatever you want, but you're really kind of focused on Lord of the Rings. You have your one and done Terminator. Now, do you have Star Wars quarter scale?
I haven't got any Star Wars at all. The only Star Wars I've got is actually Lego. I've got a Star Wars Lego model upstairs. I used to have loads. I used to collect all the big UCS Lego.
Oh yeah.
That was before I started having the statues, obviously. But no, again, it's for me. You've got to be sensible. I'm not one of them people that's going to leave stuff in a box. The day the box arrives is the day I open it. I can't even leave it till tea time. I've got to get it out there and then. And everything I've got on pre-order, I've got it in my head and I know roughly where it's going. And if something else comes along, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That'll go there. That thing I've got on pre-order, that's getting cancelled. That's because I've got that conveyor belt constantly going in my head. It's like I've got the Night King, is it Night King from Game of Thrones? With the two members of the dead, because that was from Hard Home, which was my favourite episode in
so
the
good.
entirety. Mm-hmm. And again, I love villains. I absolutely love villains. I didn't want the Jon Snow because he never sat on the throne, and I don't understand why they went for that concept. Even with that throne piece, and I always had it in my head that Jon was always going to go north beyond the wall and pine for Ygritte for the rest of his life with Ghost at his side, and I think that would have made a far better statue than something that never happened. And not only did it never happen, he never wanted it to happen. So,
and it was.
But it's still a good statue. Don't get me wrong; it's a good statue, but I didn't get the concept.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I bought that piece specifically for the concept, just because I love the idea of Jon being on the throne. It's like what everyone wanted, but what we didn't get.
Never happened, yeah.
And so I love the concept. And someone actually bought, or they got the Jon in hand, and you could swap the Dany and the Jon, so you could put Dany on the Iron Throne, and that looked cool. It looked really cool. But anywho.
I saw them. I saw that. Was it Drogon the dragon? Someone's done I think it was it's about £1,000 for the dragon. I can't remember who it is that's made the statue now. That looked absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I can't think who the company was. It was on Sideshow anyway. It was just over £1,000, I think, for the piece of Drogon. But it looked absolutely superb.
This one's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's a little bit more impressive.
That could be the one.
It could be, yeah. It's
that's it.
It's about 2,000 USD, which, this thing is a beast. I'm close to ordering this one and have a small Lord of the Rings section. That's a beast.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. The Dany throne, the Jon throne, the Night King, Drogon.
You got the Night King as well, have you?
Yeah, I just got the Night King, but by himself, not with the
That's what I did.
Dead. I may regret it.
It is super. I mean, I haven't cancelled it yet, but the only place realistically you can go is in the spare room, and I just think that's a bit of a waste because it's such a good bit. And to be honest with you, I went for it because I say it's my favorite. A Hard Home was my favorite episode of the entire.
Such a good episode. The final scene with like the boat just kind of drifting away and him being like, and they do like a bird's eye view. Oh, and silence. So good. Yeah, so good. God,
it was such a shame that it ended the way it did. Because it was. Yeah, I'm not going through turmoil again of what happened to Game of Thrones, but it was such a good TV series.
It's one of those things where it's like, sometimes there's some forgiveness. Like think about the Star Wars prequels, and everyone when they came out hated them, and now people are 20 years older and they're like, I freaking love them. I don't think there will ever be forgiveness on last season of Game of Thrones. I think it'll always be universally hated. That's just my opinion.
Season 8, yeah. I mean, a lot of people didn't like season 6 and 7 either. I mean, I personally did, but I'll be honest, I hadn't read the books. So I literally just got into the TV series and watched that. My friend, she'd read all the books, and she used to sort of tell me how the stories were separating. And
yes. it surprisingly all of the book material I read all the books. All of the book material was pretty damn. The show was pretty damn accurate to the books, and as soon as they ended with the book material and they had like their own free reign, it just got crazy, and it got kind of silly, and it didn't really make a lot of sense, and you could see that they didn't have that source material, and so they were kind of floundering on different lines. Season 1, so I almost didn't read the book because I was reading the book and I was also watching season 1 like simultaneously. I'm like, holy crap, I'm like, this is the same exact thing happening, book and TV. But then obviously the book, there's so many more details and a ton more characters, but season 1 is damn near the first book, pretty close in my opinion. Again,
right. So I've not read them, so
it's a commitment. They are long books.
I've read Lord of the Rings, dude.
Oh, well, then you'll have no problem. You'll enjoy Game of Thrones.
I've literally just started reading. I read Silmarillion because I read the Silmarillion quite a few years ago, and it really confused me. And I've just recently read it before all the stuff kicked off with the Amazon TV show, The Rings of Power. Yeah. So I thought I'll read through Silmarillion again. Okay. And I've actually got the Unfinished Tales now, which I'll be honest, I've never read. So I've just started reading the Unfinished Tales now.
That's cool. See, I never read the Lord of the Rings books. I would like to, maybe at some point in the future.
I think if you enjoyed, I think it's one of those ones. If you love the films, you've got to read the book.
Okay.
You've just got to read the book and read the appendices at the back as well, which gives you a bit of a rundown of the Second Age as well. Because you're missing out on Ungoliant, who was Shelob's mother. This spider that actually overpowered Morgoth. Morgoth was like the god. Sauron's his servant. Oh,
that's awesome.
You know, and there's so many other characters that you don't. Even in Lord of the Rings, you know, Gil-galad was left out of the film, and you've got Celeborn, and there's all these other characters which are just incredible, and it's why people are getting so pissed off with what they're seeing that the Rings of Power are doing. I've managed to avoid this subject on my channel because I didn't want to get dragged into it. But it is, you do not, with the thing with Tolkien is you do not need to add characters. You do not need to make up your own characters because there are so many. It's like doing it with Game of Thrones.
You don't need to add anything.
So many, and
hundreds.
You know, I was literally, when I was reading through Silmarillion, I was having to make notes of the characters and how they were related because there were so many of them. And you know,
so you know what's really cool that you mentioned that in Game of Thrones at the end of each book there's like an appendices, and it's like family lineage, and you can look up characters and see how they're related, and you're doing research while you're reading. It's amazing. They do all that for you. So that's a game. It's easier than doing that where you need to take your own notes. But yeah, dude, that you would like Game of Thrones. You would like reading it.
Yeah, I must admit I've become very lazy with my reading compared to what I used to be. I don't know if it's something that happens as you get older. I don't know. But then again, I don't watch films like I used to either. I used to watch films that I don't watch now. And in all fairness, probably now 70% of what I watch is probably YouTube.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. When I have time to watch something, yeah. Oh man. Well, what do you guys think?
I just want to ask you, Mike, what's it like for it to be like Christmas every day for you?
You know,
coming home to all these boxes.
I came home, I pulled in my driveway, and I'm like, why is the door barricaded with Prime 1 boxes? Yeah, dude. In all fairness, I have been selling so much in the last 2 or 3 weeks that this is nothing. This is 2 statues. I've sold probably like 30 things in the last 2 or 3 weeks, mostly hot toys and miscellaneous things. But this is the King Kong. It's a King Kong statue, and it's my cracked tusk predator. I need to open. So I'm the opposite of Jason. He doesn't want to see my garage because I have like 4 or 5 statues that I need to open just sitting in boxes.
How do you do that? I don't know how people do that. It's like,
dude, man, my opening time. Well, see, I'll go to open something, but I can't open a Prime 1 with my son around because, he'll be like, oh, he'll start like pulling pieces out of the box. I'll be like, ah. So I need to like wait for weekends and wait for after bedtime. And then it's like super hot in my garage because we're starting to get a little bit of relief from the heat, but it's like 100 degrees in my garage. So I'm trying to open up a statue and I'm like dripping wet and sweating. And yeah, it's frustrating. And then some of them, you know, like the General Grievous that I got, you pre-order it so long ago. And it's like, my collection has evolved so much. Like, do I even want it anymore? But I got it for such a good deal from John that I'm like, you know what? I'll just pay it forward, sell it to somebody for way below retail, and be done with it. So I think
I'm terrible. I just can't leave. I mean, I love getting boxes through the post. It's but when I get, I have to open it there and then. I'm awful. I can't. I see a few of you manage to do that. You leave stuff in boxes, and I'm just useless. I can't do that.
So this is a good question from Mike. He asks, where do you store your boxes? I have 2 storage units, but where do you store your boxes, Jason?
Mine are in the garage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, but I haven't got a car in there. My car's on the drive.
Okay.
I've got because of the cottage. I've got my drive out there, and then I've got my fence, and then I've got a great big deck in, and then I've got what was the garage is up there. So you wouldn't get my car in it. My car's too big to go in it. So I've just put shelving all the way around it, and then I've got all my boxes on the shelving.
That's nice. Okay, that's really good. John, what are you doing with your boxes?
My boxes, I have a storage unit, and then my garage is like a 3-car garage. One of them kind of has yeah. So I'm slowly trying to get rid of Hot Toys boxes to. You have to move like 20 Hot Toys box for place for like one Prime 1 box.
yeah, pretty much.
So.
Yeah, dude, I just thought this was funny, so I sent it to you. Tomorrow the Alita bust is coming, so luckily I think that's one big box, but that'll open right away. There are some things that I don't wait. The Thanos I opened right away, but then I had to wait a day to get people to come over and help me. I opened the Aquaman right away. Just bigger things, I like to open them, but I like to pull my car in my garage, so I have to open them right away. So.
This one you must have needed quite a bit of help, huh?
Oh, yeah. So actually, I needed more help with the Thanos than with this one. So the base here is kind of like a couple pieces. So, it's the foundation. It's like this, the top grate that like sits over it. And then there's like a pole. What you don't see is like kind of like a vertical pole behind the Carbonite. And all of that was pretty light, so we just brought that up. Now the Carbonite itself is, I'd say, roughly 150 pounds, maybe a little more, a little less, but it has handles kind of on the bottom. And so what I did was I could physically come around it, grab the handles, kind of deadlift it, and then bring it up step by step. But instead, I had one person helping me, one of my assistants from work, and she grabbed one side, I grabbed the other, and we just kind of clunked it up the stairs. Couldn't ask my wife because she's too pregnant right now, and that's just impossible. But 2 of us lifted it up, and then you need to lift it off the ground about maybe like a foot or something, and then it goes almost on like a French cleat type thing, and it locks in. And once it's there, it's almost extremely impossible to move on carpet. So my recommendation for anyone who's getting life-size Han and Carbonite, get the base exactly where you want it to be, and then put the Han on. Because once you hoist it up and down, you don't want to pick it off that hinge and do it again. We were able to kind of shimmy it a little bit, kind of back and forth, because I didn't like the position I had it in. It was like too off angle. But this was another thing where I was just literally sweating bullets, and like there's more of my sweat and DNA on this Han Carbonite because it was so hot and so heavy. So I had to go and like wipe it down, all the sweat marks and stuff. But you could obviously see that face of pure joy. That was one, because we did it, we accomplished the goal, but two, because damn, this thing is impressive. The other thing is on Sideshow, it says it's 92 inches tall from the floor. It's actually about 88 inches from the floor.
Okay.
And I know that that's important to some people who like Junior, where he's putting his in the basement, or people up in like Northeast or that have basement homes. Junior's like, I have 89.5 inches. I'm like, well, you're in luck because you got it. You're going to have to
spare.
Yeah, he's going to have to tilt the base forward so he can almost hook it on an angle and then upright it. But I really, this weekend, so I have videos of the Thanos, which I'll pull up. We pulled one or two of them up on Pain Shield last Friday. I don't really have many videos on the Carbonite because my wife was busy watching my son and just the two of us were doing it. But I'm as soon as I did this, I started tearing down my other room, and I'm going to, like, this room here is all garage shelves, very streamlined. I'm going to make my other room exactly like that. And I have been doing like a room transformation video of like, you know, every couple hours I'd take a new video and walk around. That I will release at some point, probably another week or two. And I just want like a seamless transition. So you walk out of this room, you go through that door over there, and you walk into the next room, and there's like a bathroom in the middle. And I want it to look like you're walking through like a gallery. And I'm getting there, so close, but this was a lot of fun, man. Here, let me. Well, do you have the Thanos there?
Yeah, I got it next.
Okay, yeah. So, this was freaking amazing. You know, this is this is the piece. What was that?
Is this the Infinity one?
This is the Queen Studio one.
Is it Queen Studios? Is it? I can't remember.
Yeah. This is the it's the ES of 99. The only thing that's detachable besides a couple of like little things on the base is the gauntlet. Everything else is a solid piece of rock, literally. The whole thing is about 20. It's about a little over 2 feet deep from chest to back armor. He's about from gauntlet to he's on a 4 foot wide garage shelf, so his gauntlet's hanging off. He's probably about 4 feet wide in total from the gauntlet to his cut off arm. And height wise, I have 48 inches of height between that shelf and my ceiling, and he's about 1.5 inches shorter than that. So he just fit freaking perfectly. The light up feature is freaking awesome. It has 2 modes. It has the straight up light mode, which you can probably see in my background, and then it has kind of like a phase, like when he's using the Infinity Stones. So it kind of goes in and out. The camera's picking up stutter from the lens, but it just kind of fades in and out. Like you could hear it in your head if you know Thanos. But this thing it's an absolute beast. Let me for anyone who hasn't experienced this. All right, hold on. I'm gonna let me see something here. Let me share this screen. All right. I'm sorry. Hang on a second. Here we are. And so the bald guy is one of my assistants. His name is George. He's freaking awesome. The guy to my right is one of my assistant's husbands. He's awesome. And obviously that's me in my scrubs right after work, sweating my beans off, one step at a time. This thing, probably about 300 pounds, I'm guessing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man, they probably all think you're a madman for all the stuff that you recruit them to.
So here's the thing is I kind of felt like an asshole because it's ostentatious, it's ridiculous, it's everyone knows that, you know, I'm kind of crazy anyway. These people know about my Star Wars collection and my other room and the things that come in, but I've never bought a collectible that I couldn't put together myself. All my life-size Star Wars, I have a bunch of RS Prop Master armored Star Wars one-to-ones that I put together, no problem. My Darth Vader, no problem. You know, even like XM Hulkbuster, which is probably 150 pounds. I did that by myself. You know, the Green Scar Hulk by Queen Studios, 75, 80 pounds. I brought that upstairs by myself. The Infinity Batman Batfleck, which is now behind, you know, Jason Momoa here, did that myself. So it was kind of a strange feeling to be like, I can't do this. And I need to bring in outside help. I need to kind of.
I gotta ask, how do you approach that though? I need you to help me carry in a life-size Thanos in my house.
And yeah, seriously, and they're like, and I'll show people pictures, and they're like, oh, okay. And then like you walk into my garage, and the box is as big as my car, and it's like, oh, you weren't kidding. And you know, the good news is that a bunch of my assistants from work were helping, and so they all know I'm nuts anyway. And honestly, it was kind of like, it's kind of like sharing a little bit of like my personal life with them. And, you know, we work together so hard at work. It's kind of nice to do some fun things. Not that lifting a 300-pound bus is fun, but, you know, it's just kind of funny because 99 people in the world own one of these. And I'm fortunate enough to be one of them. And I think that's real special.
What did they say when they come in your room? Like, are they just in awe?
You know, a lot of people, you get that, like, you know, people looking around and, you know, sometimes they're uneasy and then sometimes they're just like, wow. And, you know, my buddy George, my assistant, the bald guy, you know, he speaks predominantly Italian and Spanish, and he's like recording my room, speaking to his son in like Italian. And he's he's like, muchos pesos.
Yeah.
I was like, and my wife's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, it's fun to share that. Like this is why John and I have the YouTube video that we do weekly. And I'm Jason, I'm sure it's the same with you. I think there's some kind of joy that we get with just sharing this with people, you know, helping people out and just like, okay, this is just ridiculous. Just watch this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hopefully you got good workers comp, Mike.
Could you imagine if you just got it onto the point again on that shelf and it didn't fit because of the headspace?
It would have been game over.
There's like a big gold stain on your ceiling and
clunk. I'm pretty sure the ceiling would have fell apart before Thanos did. I measured and measured and measured. Dude, I walk around my room like just with this thing measuring spaces all the time.
You can measure to death. I've done this. You can measure to death like the dioramas mainly, but certainly Sauron here, and you don't, because you've got like 46 by 15 by whatever, but you never take into consideration the actual physical mass of the piece, do you? I always find whenever I measure stuff, I never. It's always seemed to be bigger. It feels bigger when it gets here, and I'm like, yeah, I've balls that up. You're not going there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You never know until you actually get the piece. Here, let me show you another one. This is coming up to the top. We made it, and then we're like, oh damn! Like just. Look at how big this thing is up the stairs.
Oh man!
I hope you're not moving house anytime soon.
No kidding, man.
I hope not. Let me see what is this one. Oh, here we put it on the dolly. Here, let me show you this. I really want to put together a YouTube video. I wish I freaking had more time. You know, I know like Sean, you know, who's the king of having free time. He could whip together a YouTube video and I know like Payne offered to like do it for me, but I'm going to eventually do it. Cause this is, Getting it through the damn doorway. Coming into this room that we're in right now.
You're really huffing there.
Dude.
Oh,
You know, honestly, looking back on it, it was fun, but I had so much anxiety from the minute that box like was delivered on the freight truck and like hit my driveway. I was just like how's this going to even happen? But it's awesome. I'm so happy and so, you know, thrilled to own this piece. And yeah, you're right. We're not moving anytime soon. And as soon as we got it up there, I'm like, hey guys, do you think we can move it to the right a little bit? They're like, no, we're done. And then everyone left. So you know, it's crazy. Let's see. Lane asks, is this smaller or bigger than the upcoming Sauron 1-to-1 bust? The Sauron 1-to-1 bust is certainly taller. It's like almost 6 feet tall. This is only about 4 feet tall, but I think the sheer mass, just the density of this thing is probably bigger. Infinity Studios does some hollow stuff. Batfleck is not entirely solid. The arms are hollow. I can pick that whole Infinity Batfleck up, no problem, and you know, just move them. This is solid. This is like a 300-pound piece of seriously brick. But I am super excited for the Sauron. Yeah, I'm crazy. I thought you guys would appreciate that.
Was there anything else, Mike? I know you got Aquaman. You mentioned that.
Oh yeah.
Were you impressed with it?
Yes, very impressed. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he's just an absolute beast. I know he's in the dark right now, but I know a lot of people were like, hey, you know, there's issues with the eyes. His eyes aren't blue, or yeah, they're supposed to be gold at this point. But dude, this was Queen Studios' first 1/2 scale, and dude, they nailed it. The clear resin base, the King Atlan's trident. My hair is kind of goofy. I need to fix the hair a little bit, but I mean, this is pretty much a half-size Jason Momoa, and yeah, I'm thrilled. This was my favorite scene from the movie. I actually really enjoyed Aquaman. I don't know why. I think most people did, but I love this scene. I think it's just, I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I know the movie's kind of old at this point, but it's a movie that I actually did watch, unlike Predator and Alien. So I apologize for not being cultured.
You. I couldn't believe that.
Well,
yeah, I saw that today. You've not seen Alien.
I watched Predator 1 right away, and then all of a sudden I finally realized where all these memes came from and all the sayings. So,
oh man,
yeah, get on the chopper. Dude, I freaking love it. I'm almost done with Predator 2, and actually I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So, and then after that, I bought all of them, so I'm gonna watch all of them. But Aliens next, and Alien 2. But yeah, I'm catching up. I have like 30 minutes at nighttime, you know, to do something, and then my wife's asleep, and then I'm like, well, I might as well go to sleep, and it's just, you know. But anyway, I don't remember what else, but you know, whatever you have, John. I know we got a lot of stuff. But we could kind of go through stuff quickly. Or if there's anything you guys want to talk about in the chat, if you have any questions for Jason or anything, you know, let us know in the chat.
So this is one of my pickups. I just picked up the other day. I finally jumped on the bandwagon.
Nice. Nice.
Bumblebee. I've been eyeing this for a while, as well as Blitzwing.
You get the Blitzwing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me know what you think, because I'm like this close to Blitzwing.
Yeah, I just like the concept of him. It's so cool.
But... Jason, are you a Transformer fan?
I literally know nothing about it. I've never watched anything to do with it. I did watch I think the very first film. But that was it. It was just something that it sort of missed me. I missed my generation. I was sort of, late teens then. So, and I think my brother watched it, but I must admit that certainly the Prime One Studio pieces, I've been gobsmacked at how good some of those are.
Yeah.
You know how you were talking about like the instructions on a single piece for like, you know,
Yeah.
99 steps. The Optimus Prime jet power is 3 boxes. It's like over 200 pieces, and you get a single piece of paper, and like the pieces are like this big, and there's hundreds of them. It's crazy.
But they have done an out of the box for that, haven't they? Or they did with some. They did. Prime One did some out of the box videos for some of the.
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did.
I mean, that to me was like such a brilliant idea. Why didn't they just do that with everything instead of giving us? Because some statue companies, you get such good instructions, and then Prime One always felt theirs were pretty poor.
I think XM Studios does it the best. Their assembly videos on YouTube are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks good, John. How long until you get these in? About a month, a couple weeks?
Guessing next week, probably.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to your review. You're gonna love that Bumblebee. That's one of my favorite statues. It's so simple, but I really like it a lot.
Yeah, well, I was kind of debating whether do I get the Bayformer one or this one. I mean, this movie's obviously solid, and I'll probably get the Bayformer one too.
Jason, you can watch this Bumblebee standalone movie without watching any of the other Transformers, and it's enjoyable. It's a good one.
Is this the piece that Sean had recently on his?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Is it? Should be.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. I did see his unboxing of it. I mean, they look absolutely superb. I got to admit, you know, even though it's not something I know anything about. I mean, that doesn't detract. Again, this goes back to what we were talking about before. Doesn't detract from the fact that I think they're superb looking statues.
I think if you got into Transformers, Jason, and you bought one, you would very strongly probably buy a few more very quickly. They're just beautiful. Well, they're so good.
Yeah,
but I you know, it's just not going to happen. Something that I'm into for 5 minutes isn't going to overtake something I've been into for over 40 years.
The focus, that focus is so important. I agree. Okay.
I did get this one.
You bastard.
Yeah.
So I need your review on this one too, because like Jason, I got the 1/3 Jungle Hunter bonus on pre-order. I didn't pre-order. Sweet. I didn't pre-order the City 1/3, but I'm going to.
Okay.
And I got the Cracked Tusk, which is like 40 inches tall. This is pretty tall too. This is like 30-ish inches or something like that.
Yeah, they had the Cracked Tusk, but I just love the design of this. I know the movie's not the greatest, but the designs in this movie I think are really good.
I like this Fugitive Predator. I like the bust.
I know. I tried to get the bust, but it was sold out. So
yeah, dude, you got some good pickups. You might keep going. What else do you get?
That's pretty much it. Other than I did have Carnage in the background here. I did unbox the other day. So
you like it?
I love it. I think it's a great piece. So to go with my Carnage or Venom bust, now I just need the Venom from Sideshow, and I should be good there.
I'm trying to think because I have the Venom bust coming in from Todd, hopefully sometime soon. I'm trying to think if I just get the Carnage bust to go with it, and then I have the comic Spidey Queen Studios, and just put the 3 of them and just be done with it.
True. I don't like the Queen Carnage for some reason. It just something about it.
Well, what would you both have? This was somebody asked me this question, and I think it's a really good one. If you could both have one piece, just one dream piece, any studio, any scale, what would it be? But it's something that doesn't exist at the moment. Geez. It's not being done by anyone. It's not been. If what you're thinking, I'll tell you mine. Mine was, because I know exactly what mine would be. It's either Queen or Infinity, because they do silicon well. I'd want Conan half scale out of Conan the Destroyer. The bit where he's on the field fighting the elite guard captain and any of the poses he pulls in that would be my dream piece that's not been done.
I would say shoot. I would like. Okay, so either Return of the Jedi or Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Darth Vader, like cracked mask or unmasked, silicone, perfect reconstruction, perfect armor, like totally movie accurate, silicone face. That's what I want. With real metal, everything. I would want Infinity probably to do it. Or the Obi-Wan where he's like sliced and you could see half of his face and half of the thing with all the battle damage.
Kind of been done with that Mythos piece, though, hasn't it?
That's the concept.
Kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I want one-to-one bust, silicone, beautiful. I want Infinity quality. Give me that. That'd be amazing.
What about you, John?
Man, I don't. There's so many things I could want. Mine would be probably a Palpatine bust.
Oh yeah,
Like,
silicone Palpatine.
I've seen some customs, but like an Infinity one would be
like a half torso.
Yeah, even with the hands or something,
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
with some effects or something. Yeah,
that'd be Infinity. If Infinity got Star Wars license for one-to-one busts, or Queen, game over. I mean, that just I want like an amazing Ben Kenobi, with the hood. And I know there's customs out there, and those customs are great, but I want licensed, big, beautiful two-arm torso. That'd be amazing. So good.
Yeah, I think Infinity would be the studio. I think, especially thinking of like them holding the lightsaber by him or something. That's where I don't know that Queen. They just do the kind of the half.
They do just
they would
traditional bust.
Yeah, they'd be missing out on a lot. I think Infinity.
Yeah, except for Captain America. The Captain America has the 2, and that does look fantastic.
That's true. Yeah.
Thanos has 1 1/4 arms. But yeah, that.
Black Widow silicone, that wouldn't be bad.
That would be nice.
Yeah. But okay, moving on. I think we're going into new stuff. Oh, I wanted to show this real quick. Ryan just opened this up.
Yes.
You're getting one of these too, right, Mike?
Mine should be in Knoxville tomorrow, I think. We ordered them at the same exact time. Well, he bought his, and then he sent me. He's like, hey, there's one left. I think you'd be interested. And it was an amazing price. Incredible price for a one-to-one. And so I bought it instantly.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm not going to turn my camera off because my phone plays up. But I'll be back in 2 seconds if that's okay.
Yep. Oh, you're good, man. So Ryan, he's thrilled with this. He loves it. It looks great.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, this is Infinity collaboration with someone else, and he was able to set it up himself. It's like the legs, the torso, the arms, the head, and the aura and the base. So you could bring it in piece by piece by piece. You don't need to get 2 of your buddies to carry it up the stairs.
I had a good laugh when he posted those pictures of his driveway where he had like everything sat out.
Yeah, the foam and everything, and then he had to pay someone like $70 to come haul away all the foam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's California, but I'm pretty sure I just call my garbage company and be like, I have an extra big stack of junk, and they'll come pick it up. But yeah, he sent me a picture of the guy hauling away all the stuff. This is outstanding. I mean, this is definitely known as if not one of the best, if not the best one-to-one Gokus in terms of likeness, concept, size. Light up features are great. I love the base. And what he didn't show you and what he didn't take a picture of is it comes with another head sculpt and a bust. That's just absolutely gorgeous.
I laugh. He's still got a couple Star Wars.
He's still got a couple Star Wars. Yeah, come on, Ryan. Just get rid of it. Just throw it away. Yeah, this I can't wait to get this. I think I may he's going to be temporarily right next to Thanos. So you guys will see him on the video probably maybe hopefully next week. Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay. This comes with a little controversy.
Oh yeah.
This is that supposedly exclusive that is coming out in Hong Kong, and everybody's kind of wondering where the heck this is for us, along with the Mark 46. But what do you think of this?
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I know people were saying that he only wore this suit for like a few seconds, and that's what they were upset about. But I like it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's Chris Evans, Captain America Hot Toys. You can't really go wrong, can you?
No. Yeah, I mean, I wish though with this though they would have at least thrown in like the Winter Soldier
That'd be
shield,
sweet.
just so you can interchange it for Winter Soldier. But
yeah, that would be much better. Yeah, I agree. Maybe Hot Toys will listen to the complaining. Maybe they will. Jason, do you have any more Hot Toys?
No, I literally sold all mine back in 2017 when I got that first Darth Maul premium format. It was
Game changing.
That was the end of posable figures for me. So I had quite a few. I a lot of film pieces I'd like to maybe look at getting one day. I don't know. I had Pinhead out of Hellraiser because I think he's like one of the best horror villains.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. I had a couple of Game of Thrones pieces, and I had a few. I had a few more because I had an Iron Man and a Spider-Man, definitely.
Hold on, I have a question. Why are you called Haunt of the Collector?
Because I'll try and answer this as short as I can.
Okay.
Basically, when I got my Court of the Dead collection,
okay.
I'd started watching a lot of YouTube channels, statue YouTube channels, and I sat there and I thought, I'd like to have a go at this. I reckon I could do this. So I sort of set the channel up, and I thought haunt, because haunt's a place where you live, but also because I got the Court of the Dead, and they're all dead, the haunt fitted in with the horror theme. And that was it. So I just gave the channel that name, but I didn't end up doing a video for about a year or something, or over a year. So that's where it came. That's where it came from. Really, it was just sort of the connection to the Court of the Dead.
Gotcha.
Are you a big horror fan, or what was it about Court of the Dead that kind of got you into it?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think the Court of the Dead is some of the best work that Sideshow have ever done. Is in that line. I mean, they some of those pieces were exemplary. I mean, look at the premium format Zyle piece from that line. She's incredible, and I think most recently, I don't know if you saw it, the Relic Ravlat. She was like the paladin with the skull face, and the fact that one sold out straight away, and two, I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere for sale.
Yeah.
So everybody that bought that piece loves it. They don't want to lose it. They don't want to get rid of it. I couldn't find it on eBay. I've never seen it for sale in a group. They're just exquisite pieces that Sideshow did.
Yeah. Okay. I know this one excited a lot of people.
This was surprising.
I didn't know if we'd ever see another one of these, but we got Black Panther. A lot of people. I think I sold out on my site pretty fast on this one.
I'm not surprised.
Which is surprising because, man, anymore you don't tend to sell out too fast anymore.
I think this is it. It's just one of those legacy pieces, man. I mean, after an actor passes away, it's just like, it hits people differently, and it's nice, and people are always looking for Black Panther. So I think this looks really good. I think it looks real nice.
I like this design probably the best of them all.
Yeah. I do. Nice details. Really, Hot Toys is stepping up their game. There's no doubt about it. The competition from in art and statues and everything is just, there's a lot out there, man. You can collect whatever the heck you want and be satisfied, and there's always something else for you to check out.
Yeah. And I will say the one good thing about, a lot of people can't complain about reissues, but at least they're throwing in some different stuff in these, A lot of these, like with, we'll move on, maybe not this one, but the Mark 46.
Mm-hmm.
Like these bases that they're throwing in, I think make it enticing for anybody to maybe want to get this version, especially with all the new Iron Man with the bases. So I think having a diorama definitely takes it to the next level.
Yep, I agree. Well, it's like I was talking to Sean about this. You know, we were discussing statues with like very plain bases, like that new Zelda statue, and they're like, we wanted to keep it simple, and you know, less is more. And it's like, no, damn it, more is more. And the reason people like Prime 1 Sauron base, Prime 1 Prime 1 anything, is because the bases are huge, they tell a story, they're complex, and it's almost like a diorama for your statue. So Hot Toys is doing the same thing. How can Hot Toys remain relevant instead of giving you a dinky plastic square base or rectangular base that they've been doing for years with a stupid crotch grabber? You know, how can they get better? This looks fantastic. I feel bad for, you know, the people who do custom bases, because there's no need for it anymore, and those people are charging $100, $120 the really complex ones, you know, $50, $60 shipped for the, you know, easier ones. Give me this is great. You know, but what I think is, as Hot Toy prices are sneaking up a little bit, I know that premium statue prices are way higher than Hot Toys, but Sideshow premium format, I think that these collectors are going to start to flip a little bit and look at, hey, I'm paying $500 shipped for a 6-scale Iron Man. I could pay $700, or for a quarter scale I could pay $900 for a General Grievous, and it's huge. You know, or you could pay $800 to me and you'll get it shipped. Anyway, I think that Hot Toys is trying to remain relevant. They're trying new things, you know, like the PO countdown for the Darth Vader and the Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan coming with a little, you know, a 6-scale box with the lightsabers in them. That's a great way to stay relevant for pre-ordering. Anywho, I think all these reissues or 2.0, 3.0 versions look great. They're fantastic.
Yeah, man, this kind of got me thinking, where is Queen's Mark 46? It's like the best suit. Where the heck is it?
I'm sure it'll come. The Queen has so many projects out right now. It's coming. It's guaranteed.
Yeah. Here's another Chrome version of something.
Yeah.
Do you like these, Mike, or you kind of just like, you get bored of them after a while?
I like the concept. If there was like, okay, look, it's an exclusive. What does that mean? We're only going to make 1,000 of them. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. But I think the reason why, you know, we've been talking recently about like focus and what are we focusing on? I love Hot Toys. I think they're beautiful. I think that they're getting better every day. I love in art, but I don't collect for the exclusivity, but there's something about buying a piece where there's 99. There's what is the Alien 298 or 198 or whatever, where it's exclusive. They're not going to reissue it. It's, you know, I mean, I have a one-of-a-kind custom Darth Vader concept helmet. I mean, there's just something about it where you just, me personally, I cherish it a little bit more. And I think that's used to be the case with Hot Toys, and now they're just like, you know, like, hey, the Arena Boba Fett.
Yeah,
that's on. Is that waitlist like almost full, right?
Oh yeah, it's been sold out for a while.
That was cool. The Arena Boba Fett, because it literally, people were like, I pre-ordered that one.
Oh, you did?
I did, because I love Boba Fett. I love the comic, and I have the comic, and then it was funny because I went on Facebook the next day and they're like, you know, everyone's crying like, oh, I didn't peel my boba, it's on wait list. And then people are like, don't worry, it'll come back out. It'll come back out. Guess what? It ain't come back out. That's what I want Hot Toys to do. If you do more of that, I will buy exclusive Hot Toys, because that's cool. That's very cool.
You calling me a crybaby, Mike, for crying about that?
Wait, you didn't get one?
I got one.
I got one for you, John. It's only twice as much as retail. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I still don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. I just don't believe that Hot Toys and Sideshow are capable of not making more to make more money. I just don't
I
believe
agree
it.
with you. I just
We'll
right
see.
now
I hope. I mean, especially with the timer thing, I think that's a great idea, especially for Sideshow to lock people in, because nothing is holding people down to pre-order stuff anymore. So
we got some spam. I'll deal with that.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Well. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. Hey, we made it. We got spam.
Okay. There's one for you. Marcel wanted to share this with everybody. So he had this with a 30 by 40, which is obviously a pretty big poster. Now he's finally coming out with the 16 by 20. And it's only got an edition of 50. And this one I think probably will sell out pretty dang quick. Honestly,
Wait. A signature edition?
I don't think this one.
Is it a 16 by 20 signature edition? Because that actually is
No,
very
I
interesting.
don't think it is.
Okay.
That was just with the 30 by 40. So, and I don't know if he sold out on that or not, but this is one I've been waiting for because I really don't have space for a 30 by 40. And
yeah,
I actually was in Washington with him at the con when he had Ray Park sign his version. I think he's got a picture right there. But
yeah, there it is. Yeah,
just such a sick art print. I got his Palpatine. I got a Vader that's still coming. But just the best art prints you can find out there. So if anybody's interested, hop onto his website and get one order. I need to order mine tonight just to make sure I get mine locked down.
A 16 by 20 is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't previously available in 16 by 20. That's what you're saying.
No, he did the 30 by 40, I think, signature series first.
I see.
I think he just went live today with it on his website for the 16 by 20.
That's very cool. Okay, limited edition of 50.
Yeah.
I do actually have his signature. I've actually got Ray Park's. My ex, well, one of my ex-girlfriends got it. She bumped into him. I can't remember where it was, and literally he happened to have a small postcard type picture of. Oh wow!
Here's mine.
Fair play, dude. Yeah, mine's literally it's just a little small thing that he had with Darth Maul on it.
Yeah.
And he literally just signed that, and I still got it. I've actually put a little bit of perspex to protect it.
Yeah, I think Marcel had given him a 30 by 40, but it obviously probably wouldn't fit on the plane, so I think he ended up giving him a smaller version. But it was actually pretty cool because I had just come upstairs because that's where Ray was, and Marcel was like first in line, and Ray actually stopped and talked to him for quite a while. He was super impressed with it, so it was pretty cool. So
that is beautiful. Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah.
So. On the subject of signatures, I went to a Comic-Con at the start of the year, and they got some of the Lord of the Rings actors there. I met Miranda Otto and Brad Dourif, and unfortunately I missed out on one because I was stuck in the queue for so long. But there was a lad there who'd got one of the posters, and I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Andy Serkis, I think it was. I didn't get his autograph, but he got Andy Serkis, and he literally got every single of the key actors from Lord of the Rings. That was the last one he needed.
Oh, that's
so
sweet.
Christopher Lee as well. I mean, even Christopher Lee. So he did say how long it had taken him to get them all, and I think it was quite a number of years. And I thought, wow, that's probably the best Lord of the Rings poster in circulation. The fact that you've managed to get all the key signatures.
Yeah,
that's commitment. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah. All right. I know we got a ton more stuff and we don't have a ton more time, so we'll kind of.
Yeah,
I thought these were kind of cool.
John, do you own any of these LED mini posters from Sideshow?
I actually did get. There's a Joker one I ordered that should be in next week, a Ledger Joker. So I'm really curious on once I get that. I'll probably order this one.
Brand light. Okay, brand light. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. I know you weren't
Mhm.
the biggest fan of this, Mike, but I know a lot of other people were. I'm actually a big fan of it.
I've come around on it, but I've just
Okay.
decided I just don't need it. When you got the big boys,
Yeah, you
you know,
got the real
staring at,
one.
and when you got the real one staring at your face, like you just don't need it. But this is,
Yeah.
I've come around. I do like it. I think it's fantastic. If I didn't have the 1-to-1, I'd probably get this.
Yeah.
I like the concept of this. This was revealed this year, wasn't it?
Yes, very recently. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The floating carbonite block makes a huge difference.
hmm
Yeah,
And I'm curious how they're going to make this, you know, because a lot of people have talked about leaning issues. I'm wondering, because somebody had mentioned like it'll probably be plastic.
it'll be
You
hollow.
think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
it'll be. So
Their old quarter scale one was so dang light, super light. It'll probably be plastic and hollow. That's what I'm guessing. It'll look
yeah,
good. It'll look great. You know, you
Yeah.
can't tell what's resin and what's not. It's just it'll look great. It'll be nice. People are gonna enjoy it.
yeah,
You know, I hope I hope that lights up there. That'd be great.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, this will be nice. It's gonna be way
Yeah.
better than the 1.0. The 1.0 is it was so cheaply done. It was so
Mhm.
I had it. I basically gave it away, which I do with most of my stuff.
Yeah. All right, another one that came up for pre-order.
Damn you,
Ronin
Kevin.
Wolverine.
Kevin, I pulled the trigger on the Fenton Hunt. Even now I have the OG and life side. Get out of here, Kevin.
There you go, Mike. Incentive to order it yourself.
I'll wait till it actually like becomes in stock, and man,
Yeah.
maybe I'll buy it. It's gonna be a while from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is sweet looking.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool concept. The base is cool on this.
I do like the base. Yeah, base is pretty cool.
Just
don't
another
know.
Wolverine. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know too much about like the story or the
I don't
concept.
either.
I know that everyone has like a samurai or a sengoku or something, and I do appreciate that. You know, there's that transformer. Who's that transformer that's samurai? Like I keep seeing that
Oh
statue.
yeah. Mhm.
You know, the red one. I've almost pulled the trigger so many times, and I know that you know Sean likes it, and yeah, Sean has pretty good taste, but don't tell him. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
here's one you may be interested in, Mike.
Oh yeah, there we go. This is 100% in 100%. So, Jason, this is just a prime. This is gonna be a prime one masterpiece. This is gonna be like Sauron but Megatron. Just
Okay.
absolutely beautiful, beautiful details. I can't wait for that. I know it's gonna be a long time, but who cares? I can't wait for this.
Yeah, they look cool. I know nothing about this, but
So I know that there's like a video game, but I also watched Beast Wars growing up. It was you know, very early animated cartoon with like the crappy 3D animation, and I freaking loved it. And I you know, at 100%, this is easy. I hope they come out with the Optimal Optimus, which was like Optimus's second form. And I'll easily buy that, put the two of them together, and done. Easy.
Yeah. So you already got this pre-ordered, Mike?
I went direct with this because I want to get this
Yeah.
early. So
Yeah.
I don't mind paying a little extra for shipping. Yeah, this is one that I want to have as quickly as it is available.
Yeah. This next one I know we talked about last show. It just got announced. We didn't get to see the 1/3 guts.
Man, so much has happened in 2 freaking weeks.
I know.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, what version you looking at, Mike?
So I have the Black Swordsman quarter scale. So technically, this one, you know, the Berserker armor, and then the other one that you know they teased. I could get all of them. I don't need all of them. I think I'm gonna. It would be cool just to have the 2 1/3s, and I'd sell my Black Swordsman.
Yeah, you saw a lot of people posting 1/4 after this came out.
Just getting rid of it. But Josh from Comic Concepts keeps telling me that you know the quarter scale Black Swordsman is like one of the best guts. You know, statues just
Mm-hmm.
ever,
Yeah.
even though it's quarter scale. So I'll probably hold on to it. I still haven't opened it. Sorry, Jason. But
No, it's all right. I'm actually reading the books of this now.
Oh, yeah?
I'm on.
Oh, sweet.
I've actually got it here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I was actually, when we were on vacation, I went to a shop and they had
There you
all
go.
of them. I'm like,
There you go, baby. Yes.
I'm on book 4.
okay.
Would you consider getting one of these third scales?
The one I would consider getting is the one that they showed on the Next Level Showcase right at the very end, which was the Griffiths and Guts and their capes billowing out.
Oh,
And then it's got the actual face sculpts, and I thought that was arguably one of the most artistic statues I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That will be an instant order. That is beautiful. So Kevin asks, "Is Guts an anime? Is it worth watching? I wish I knew more about this series." Kevin, it's really easy. You could either watch it on Berserk. Berserk is the name. You can watch it on YouTube to watch the original animation, I think from the 90s, or you could just go to Netflix and you can watch. There's like 3 movies on Netflix, which newer animation. The story is pretty much exactly the same. If you want to just like crank it out, I would just watch the 3 Netflix, and then go in and read the manga. If you like the movies, just start reading the manga, because there's a lot more to it, and it's really cool. Blood, gore, violence.
Have you started reading them, Mike? I know you got them.
I started reading the mangas. Yeah. I have the books and I have the digital like comic version manga, and I get more reading done on my phone or my iPad at night than the actual book.
Yeah.
I think I would let's keep they teased the picture of it. I'm sure we'll probably see it tomorrow. It'll probably drop tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely order that one. I do like them both. I mean, who knows? I could be like our buddy Art and just get both and be like, well, I wasn't sure which one to get. And then just sell one or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I figured with all the Predator talk, we could bring
I have a question. I have a question about this. I talked to a couple people. Oh yeah, Infinity Screens. I talked to Jason, a few other people, and other Jason, and Josh, and they're like, Hollywood Collectibles Group is very questionable on paint and sculpt and quality, but apparently this one actually has movie lineage. Did you know anything about that, John?
I don't. I haven't looked into it much, but
so the Jason Barriga was telling me that this is actually based on the prop, the people who made it, and even if it's not like perfect, it has some kind of lineage. He was saying that like hyper crazy Predator fans are kind of jumping all over this. Now, this is just hearsay. This is me taking his words and putting them out of my mouth. I think it's extremely cool. I wish it'd be awesome if it was like metal or had some die-cast parts or whatever. Does it light up?
That's what I was looking for. I don't see anything that says. Let's see.
It is pricey for a prop, I think.
That's one thing about Hollywood Collectibles is their stuff is always pricey. But yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, if you have like a bust or something to pair it up with,
that'd be cool. Yeah. Or put it in between the 2 1/3.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Statues.
Yeah. This one was freaking. I didn't see this one coming.
Is this statue?
Life size from
way.
Penguin Toys. I think weren't they a part of your Batman bust with Infinity Studio?
Penguin.
Look at that.
Oh damn. Okay, John, is this something you would get? And is that mixed media?
It looks like it. Just how that drapes off, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If that's not mixed media, that's the best damn sculpt I've ever seen in paint job I've ever seen. But
it looks like a velour or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, is that like a real glass camera lens? Because that would be amazing. That would be so cool. This is pretty cool.
I have this art print.
Okay, I definitely appreciate this. This is how did I miss this?
I think it was today.
Okay.
I
Okay. Yeah. Crazy busy day today.
think Chris had that's where I saw Chris had posted it.
BSC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, just interesting, something different. I didn't think this thing would be made for at least a while, but
I love it. I think that's super cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I have like 5 minutes to go in the movie.
Don't tell me you're just seen this one too. Oh
Wait, hold
man,
on. Jason, have you seen Alita?
I have, yes.
Oh damn it. Okay. So I miss all the cult classics. I'm sorry. I sat there and I showed my wife the preview. I'm like, I heard that you would like this movie, and she's like, oh, like when she saw like the anime face and all of that, and we started watching it, and she actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
we watched it 2 nights in a row, and we have just the freaking ending to watch.
I love it, Mike. You've already got a bus coming of her, and you haven't even seen the dang movie. Only you.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If all of my trusted buddies tell me that you're gonna love the movie and it's the best bust I've ever seen by Queen Studios, okay, chances are at like 99% chance I'm gonna love the movie, which I do. I freaking love it. It kind of reminds me of like it's one of those like one-off movies, like District 9 or yeah, like that type where. But I'm excited for the tease for Alita 2. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm so happy I bought that bust because I love the exclusive heart. I love the head sculpt. I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. I love the movie. It's just anyway, it's a good buy.
Yeah.
That Alita bust shows up tomorrow, and it'll be where Aquaman is because I'm going to move Aquaman to his one half home, and Alita will be behind me next week.
Okay.
This is cool. I know Randy's super excited for that.
And the big one, everybody's the one we've been talking about a lot.
So, Jason, would you consider something like this?
I can remember Jason. It's the first thing I saw when I looked at my phone when I woke up this morning, and I said that it's Queen Studios, it's superb, but I wasn't blown away by it, and I'm still not blown away by it because, and it took me a while to work out why. It's because it's a 1/1 scale alien bust. It's been done so many times before, and it will be done so many times again. I'm not taking anything from Queen Studios, and I know this is probably the best one, but it goes back to that Balrog diorama. People will always know who did that. Whereas that sits in your collection, people will be like, oh, is that the Queen Studios, or is it the Cool Props one? Or do you know what I mean?
The Infinity one, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got, it's exemplary. It's fantastic, but it doesn't blow me away because the concept isn't anything new.
I gotcha. Yeah. I agree. That makes sense. There's a lot of nice customs out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at the images today, and I mean, it's fantastic. And I was reading what the sculptor had wrote about the base. The base is LV427, and on the back of it, they've got the entrance to the derelict. And
yes,
it's superb detail and everything else. But I've got to be honest, I think it's a phenomenally looking bust, but it generally doesn't blow me away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I think I'm more impressionable because because I'm pretty sure I have watched the movie, but it's been forever. But it's kind of a new thing on my radar versus like if it was like another Iron Man or something like that. So I have a lot of faith in Queen Studios, and I generally like to go license over custom, although I do have lots of customs. I reserved one. I'm looking forward to it. I think Queen does a great job. The price was a little less than I was expecting, but I know John is a little more than
4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was under 4,000, isn't it? What was it? 3.8?
It's 3.8. Yeah. So I like it a lot. I'm hoping that Queen will release a Predator. And I would love to have just like this and a Queen Predator, just boom. That'd be so. I would love that.
Yeah.
So I'm holding off the Prime 1 Predator bust just because someone's gonna do it, and then it'll be a similar thought process what Jason said. Oh, okay, it's a Predator bust. So, like people have done customs, and so it may not. It needs to have something for that wow factor for the people who know a lot about it. But for me, who I'm kind of more detached, I'm like, oh, this is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good way of looking at someone who knows a lot, someone who knows a little, and different reaction.
Yeah, that's what I've been going back and forth between the 1/3 Prime 1 and this, and I'm still undecided. But...
Did you see this comment here? Prime 1 just put out their summer sale right now. Is that true? Pretty good deals. Oh dang! All right, guys, I'm gonna go to the Prime 1 website and start looking for
snag everything up before weekend.
It's not as bad as Amazon. Amazon, those things fly off the shelves.
Yeah.
Gosh.
There was some talk about it being underscaled as well. If you go back to that previous image.
Oh, I think it's definitely underscaled.
Yeah, when I saw this, I'm like, it doesn't look too big. That's why I thought, Mike, when we were talking about price, I'm like $2,000 to $3,000 for the size. And then when you said it was going to be 4, you were right on the money. But
well, it's 3 feet deep, right? So
yeah, yep.
Damn, how do you even display that? You have to have them like catty corners. See, that's gonna be
middle of the room, maybe.
I think it's something that looks good actually displayed sideways on there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's kind of like how Prime 1 did the quote life-size Godzilla bust. I mean, obviously it's not life-size. It's like a non-scaled bust. I mean, if you were to get a true 1-to-1 alien bust, I mean, shoot, the thing would be at least easily 3 times that size. Would you think 2-3 times?
Mm-hmm.
What, for an alien?
For like real movie life size.
The guy that played the alien big chap, what was he, about 6 foot something? He wasn't a giant, man. He was skinny, very skinny. I can't think of his name now.
Okay.
I know there's a couple of lads commenting on one of the groups today. They felt this was not quite 1/1 scale. It's sort of between 1/1 and half scale. And I know a couple of these have got previous 1/1 scale busts, which they said. But then again, this is an image of a silhouette of a guy, so
that's true.
It's I don't know. I don't know enough to be able to make but it does look underscaled to me on that, going off that.
Yeah.
Hey John, your Fugitive Predator bust is on sale on the Prime 1 summer sale.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, about 15% off. That's not too bad.
Have you seen actually that it's not symmetric? The sculptor put that because the actual Geiger model that's based on, Geiger only sculpted one half of it and another guy did the other, so it didn't match up perfectly. So they've replicated it on that.
Oh, really?
You look at the shoulders; they don't line up.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that is cool.
I can't think of the sculptor's name now, but there was a big write-up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was reading it today. He was explaining it all and what they've done. They've gone to amazing levels of detail on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Yeah, there's no doubt that the details are going to be absolutely fantastic, and that that's what makes it, I think, just a little bit more special.
Well, and I think too, the edition size is kind of what warrants too the price. Yeah, that's not that many.
No,
yeah, because what are the Marvel ones? They're like 500-600.
500, yeah, yeah, 500 to 600 ish, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'll make my decision probably in the next day.
Okay.
Is it still available? It's not sold out yet.
Not yet. So.
Yeah, not yet. But I heard Todd was running a little low. So you might want to jump on that soon if you're on the fence.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, people watch these shows, and I'm serious. Like things sell out the next day, or we look at stuff on eBay, or we mention something. And I almost
know.
bought something on eBay and it was gone the morning because I saw it. And I'm like, I'll go to sleep. And I woke up and I put a bid on it, and then literally I got the email. Like, I thought it was saying my bid was accepted, but no, it was an email saying your eBay item is sold and no longer available. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then the guy messaged me and he's like, oh yeah, I thought it was you, but actually I had like 3 or 4 bids all, for some reason in the morning overnight. And I was just like, damn it. It's nice. Thank you for watching our show, but we're gonna have to be discreet. And
You got to be careful.
I don't care. Yeah, this Prime 1 sale's pretty good. Anyway, what else we got left? We're gonna wrap up pretty soon.
Real quick, the NR Pattinson Batman. I mean, looks great, I think, but
I just you look at the J&D 1/3, you look at the Queen Studios 1/3. I mean, this looks like a shrunken down 1/3 to me, and I have the 1/3 on PO. Despite the controversy with the Batmobile base, okay, I actually like it. I like the miniature Batmobile base. Hate me, whatever. But it's hard for me to be like, okay, this is okay. Is that for the set?
Yeah, it's the set.
Okay, let's think about this for a second. How much was the bat signal from Hot Toys?
Oh, I don't recall.
This seems reasonable. 2 figures and a prop. Three, 6.
It's probably a little under 400 a figure.
It's not bad.
It's not for rooted hair. You're not gonna beat it. So, you have any custom person do rooted hair, you're gonna pay almost that alone. So
yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
I mean, if you're in the 1/6 game, this is, I think, is pretty steep upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah. But if you're in the 1/6 game and you want the best, I mean, you have to get this.
Yeah. But I'm curious to see how this does. I mean, we have so much of this. I mean, Sideshow hasn't even announced their statues yet that they have of them. So,
hey, you know what's on the sale that I want to get?
What's that?
Hold on, I'll show you.
I saw that. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I may purchase this. I know that this is something that Mr. X loves. It's something that Sean loves.
Because that goes with what one is it? The
cover.
Big Game Predator or something.
Yeah, but this will go with the 1/3 scale as well, because this thing is like 42 inches tall or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: if I can get the 10% off and the $200 discount, I'll buy it right now. I just think this is so wild. I think this would look awesome behind the 1/3 City Hunter Predator. Just give it a little bit more depth.
I did have the Big Game art cover Predator piece, actually.
Did you have it?
I had it. Yeah, I sold it.
Yeah, I almost bought it, but then I was like, I might as well wait for the 1/3, right?
Well, that's why I sold it. As soon as they revealed the 1/3, it was like, well, I'm not having 2. I sold that. Well, somebody got a hold of me and said, if you're getting rid of your Predator, I'd like to buy it now. I thought, well, okay, sound, yeah, you come and collect it.
This is just wild. Would you consider this?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
It's the short. I'll give you. It's that
just doesn't do it for you.
Less is more. I don't want to shove bits up to a piece that I feel standalone is impressive enough for me personally.
That's fine.
I think with the Big Game piece that I've seen people that have had this with it looks superb with that.
That's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wild. That's just wild.
In all fairness, I've got the original '87 movie poster from Predator, and I'm going to have that behind it. So,
yeah, that's freaking cool.
This is
we got to talk about this. Okay, we got to talk about this. So, 599 pieces. Yep, Dark Fate. I enjoyed the movie. I'm so enamored by the details on this.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that Azersi is part of the collaboration here with Infinity, and I should have the Azersi Studios Optimus Prime hopefully in a couple weeks whenever Todd gets his shipment. I think the details, the more the more infinities that I get to see, the more I love them, and I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm pretty damn sure I will. I did. I was able to reserve an Infinity Harley Quinn, and I'm excited about that.
Okay.
And
And
then
a Wonder Woman, right?
and the Wonder Woman. So I was able to reserve both of them. And the way I'm redoing my room, which you guys will see in the near future, is I'm just having like literally a full wall, like 3 or 4 garage shelves where I can just do busts and pair them accordingly. And I think that this would pair. I would really love a 1-to-1 endo. I have no idea where I'd put it. I would also take a 1/3 endo if Queen Studios or somebody wants to do it.
That'll happen.
And I think, it definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too popular not to. Or even shoot Prime 1.
I mean, I have the. Hold on, let me grab it.
Okay, don't drop it. Would you? Now you have the alerts. Do any of these infinities pique your interest, Jason?
I mean, certain people. I mean, this one here, I actually showed this to a couple of my mates at work who aren't even collectors, but I just showed them. I said, "This is the standard of things that you can get now." I didn't like the film, but you can't take away from just how good this bust is. It's exceptional.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't even, I mean, look at Wonder Woman 84. Those are some beautiful pieces. J&D Queen Studio, and they're selling out. The movie sucks. So let's see what John. What do you got here? Oh, who made that?
Sideshow.
Wow.
And I guess they had the studio that helped him do it was like the lineage from the movie, so it's like the most accurate one you can get. So
that is awesome.
I'm trying to remember where the light up feature is on this. It's been a minute.
What is that made of?
It's it's heavy.
It's die cast?
Yeah, it's cold to the touch. Yep.
Oh, that is very cool.
Oh, right here. Let's see if I can. There you go. Lit up.
Sick.
Then it slowly fades away once you turn it off. See that?
Oh, yes. Dude. That is cool.
It's actually really hard to find. Somebody in Canada had this, and it was like a steal. And Dean Knight, our buddy, I contacted him because he has one of these. So
that is very cool. Yeah, dude, that's really neat. I'm very close to pre-ordering this and just kind of, I know it's going to take. I hope Infinity ramps up production just a little bit. The amount of time they take to get one freaking bust out is insane.
That's the thing.
They're going on like 2 or 3 years on that Harley or something crazy. Which I don't mind, but it's like, okay, if I get this, I would love to have it in 12 to 18 months because I feel like 2 or 3 years later, you just lose interest. And it's like, there's many. Think about how many cool things were released 2 weeks ago. Between 2 weeks and now, how much stuff did we have to go over that's just awesome? Can you imagine 3 freaking years? I mean, I know these companies are not pumping out 1-to-1s at that level and that speed of quarter scale, third scale, 6 scale, but there's just this is very cool.
Yeah, because Flankster had said it'll be 2025. By the time and
probably
but the thing is, like we were talking about the Queen Alien bus. Isn't that first quarter next year? They have on that.
That's where that really weird.
That's where I'm
So-
like, if it's that fast, I may jump on that.
So we had Randy on a Payne's show on Friday, and Randy said that Queen is coming out with 2 things ahead of schedule that he's going to tease pretty soon at his collector's arc. And
Okay.
I think Queen is getting ahead of their production schedule. So I think
Yeah.
we're going to see them start to pump out a lot of stuff. I mean, look at just in the last couple of weeks, their half scale cap is shipping, Hulkbuster shipping, Mark 43, yeah, 43 is shipping, Mark 50 is shipping, Mark 1 half scale shipping. Dude, it's about to be like a Queen Christmas around here because I think I have like literally all those on pre-order.
Yeah.
And I think that I have a feeling their 1-to-1 cap is going to ship earlier. I bet you the Alien does ship Q123. I bet.
Yeah. It's a low edition size, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So this Todd's price is actually pretty dang good here. Because it's
my
free
thing
shipping.
is though, I would hate to pre-order this and then something from Terminator 1 or 2 come out, and you definitely would want to go with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to
then you'd
stay
be waiting
hooked
till
to
like
this.
2029.
True, that's true.
Dude, I would just love to see
Everybody doesn't have the philosophy of you, Mike, of just ordering everything and flipping it once something else comes out.
Yeah, you could do that. You seriously, I mean, I hate to cancel POs, and I very rarely do. You know, so I'm trying to get selective, but this just looks damn cool. I love what they did with the eyes. Dude, I wish they would do it one.
The
arm,
is
yeah.
yeah. Would be cool if it like moved, the fingers moved.
Dude,
like Blitzway.
waist.
How
Yeah,
Blitzway had the arm that moved.
I should have bought that when it was available.
Yeah.
I missed that. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm getting real excited for this Aquaman 1-to-1 bust Infinity to come out. So the
one the green suit?
This one.
Okay.
This
so
one,
so you are getting that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Trinity. Well, sorry, he's not the Trinity, but I want to get most of the Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think this because I
think that looks great. That's my favorite suit.
This one, the
green one.
Oh, yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. I think that I can display the half scale with the 1-to-1 scale. I think it'll look fine because they'll be the same heights, and you get a lot more detail on the 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Todd has shipping due on this, but on the Terminator, you're all in at that price. That was interesting. Anyway, yeah, see, the new technology is just so outstanding.
Yeah.
Not bad considering the price shipped. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, anyway, it's 10:30 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better wrap it up.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Yeah, Cyberpunk Harley. Maybe they'll come out. They'll show that in the fall. I think we're pretty good. Well, if you guys, Jason, do you have anything else that you want to talk about, or you probably need to get some sleep?
I'm all right on both. I've got nothing particular to add, and I'm deciding whether it's worth going to bed.
Yeah. Let's John, are you pretty good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
Thanks, Jason, though, for coming on. I definitely
no, my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Start watching your stuff. Something else to watch when I'm at work. So
he's got some good stuff.
I appreciate it.
So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you, Jason, Haunt of the Collector. Go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Awesome freaking videos, good content, especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, or if you just like hanging out with other collectors. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. We will see you guys next week with a special guest, Sick from Sick Mansion. So, yeah, he'll be joining us. So we'll go ahead. We'll see you guys then. Everyone have a great night. Have a fun week of collecting, and see you next time. See y'all.
Ta-ra.